anime, motherfuckers!
Marvel Tōkon, Fighting Souls.
As the announcer is so kind as to introduce for me, Marvel Tōkon, Fighting Souls is out now, and I decided to give it a little look-see, to have a gander at it, to check it out. Because I've been seeing the trailers, obviously. I've been seeing the trailers, I've been seeing the hype in the fighting game community about this game, and I am not a fighting game player. Constitutionally speaking, I just am not that. I don't have that competitive gene in me. I don't really have that need to compete in that sense, so it's not really the kind of game that I would like to play, but it is a game with some interesting goddamn character design. It's another ArcSys, and ArcSys is one of those developers I've been sort of staring at from across a wide divide for a while, going like, damn, you guys really have a fucking character design style to you. You have an approach to these things that is very interesting and often really expressive and fun. And fuck it, Tōkon is a good excuse to go and take a look at some of it. What's the best way to do that?
Arcade and tutorial.
I guess training mode, whatever that is. That should let us have the characters and take a look at them, shouldn't it?
Now for today's main event. Here's Captain America, strutting in all cool and composed. Here we have the Fighting Avengers! In the opposite corner, the leader,
Oh, okay.
Captain America.
Just mirror match.
Give it up for the Fighting Avengers!
Oh, hey, Red Hulk is over there. I would have thought Iron Man's alternate skin would be like War Machine, but
Could go down in this battle. At long last,
I
just about to win.
okay. I just wanted to go into a practice mode. I didn't. I feel bad now. Like this announcer's like, yeah, it's gonna be a great match. No, I'm sorry. It's not gonna be a great match. It's gonna be one guy yapping about like, oh, look at the way this guy's character designed. No one's getting launched with epic special attacks here. Okay, so can I? Okay, I can character select. Good. Is there a more neutral, sort of empty background that doesn't have 5 million tons of detail in it? I remember Street Fighter had like a training room mode. I guess not. Okay, that's fair enough.
Wolverine.
Okay, so you can... So there's preloaded teams, like pre-registered, and then you can build your own teams besides that. Okay, well, fuck it. Let's just start with what we've got. So, like, the most obvious point of comparison for something like this is... Obviously, that's, like... That would be something like... Oh, okay, I just punched him through some cars. Cool. That would be Marvel Rivals, right? Like, that's the other contemporary present, like, major Marvel-themed video game that's operating currently.
What's wrong?
And
Keeping a distance?
yeah, sure, Cap. And like Captain America, I think is an interesting point of comparison there, because like what Rivals does with him, and I've talked about this before, is they
Shield strike!
figure seat have that.
Freedom charge! Shield strike! Shield strike!
Okay, it works in the air too. What Rivals does with him is they take him and put him in their sort of 2099 thing, right? Like that he's Captain America, but he's in the far future thing, whatever. And so they've made his gear overall rather techy, right? Like he's got this laser edge to his shield, he's got these magnetic, like Iron Man looking ass gloves, and his gear is generally sort of constructed along lines of like futurism and sci-fi. And Tōkon seems to have taken a like not a completely dissimilar approach. Like he doesn't look like he just froze out of the 1940s, right? But Steve here certainly does seem to have a somewhat more
Okay, I'll come to you.
grounded look and aesthetic to him, in the sense of he's got the jacket, he's got what looks like rather than the very synthetic, heavy, padded fight things that they've got going on in Rivals, this feels a little bit more, like, I wouldn't say streetwear exactly, but it does feel more like he's wearing jeans, right? Like, it does feel more like he's wearing a pair of jeans and, like, a Kevlar jacket and then, like, a motorcycle jacket over top of that. He does feel a little bit more contemporary. Not massively so. Like, there's still some futuristic elements to him. The gloves and boots have a little bit of that, like, reinforced, like, heavy thing to them.
Leave this to me.
Oh, hey. That's the swap button, I guess. Oh, hello, Hulk.
I'm here. Oh, I've got this. All right.
Oh, I guess that... Okay, that was... And there is certainly an element with Steve here of, like, the straps he's got around his shoulders and things like that. There's an element of... I wouldn't say practicality, but practicality is rendered through, like, a comic book sensibility. It is still... Like, it's not like the image of Captain America I have in my head from the comics most clearly is the scale mail that he wears. Like, is that like a 2000s, 2010s kind of innovation? With, like, the blue suit with the scale mail and, like, the wings on the hat, right? Like, the wings on the helmet. Here, he doesn't have the wings on the helmet, right? He doesn't really have the sort of more campy, cartoony elements carried over from the 1940s. The sort of stage costume thing. The wings instead are like these decals on the side of the helmet rather than being like actual little wings that are attached. So the helmet has more this vibe of being a really weird looking motorcycle helmet or something like that. There is, I think, and there's gonna be with a bunch of these characters, there's definitely an element of tokusatsu in here.
Leave this to me. Oh. Leave it to home. I'm here.
How do I switch to Iron Man, though? Oh, like that.
Roger that. Black
Okay,
Panther.
it's button direction input. And speaking of tokusatsu, like that... Oh, hey, Tony, you can fly. Cool.
Obliterate. I gotcha. Missile launch.
That's certainly like the inspiration that Iron Man is taking here. And that's like a huge difference from the approach in Rivals, right? Like, Rivals very much goes by the broad aesthetic of, like, the MCU, right?
Stay with me, man.
Goes by the broad aesthetic of the MCU being like this very sort of sleek, like flat-plated suit, eventually ending up in a sort of like a little bit Apple futuristic sci-fi vibe with like very sleek things. It eventually has this slightly alien look
What's wrong?
to his helmet. This is much more like, this is fully on some tokusatsu bullshit. This is fully on some mech anime bullshit, right? You can see there's much more of a focus in his suit of the mechanical nature of it. Much more, like, you can see the joints, you can see, like, the plating that's all, like, sort of layered on top of each other, all very rigid and constructed. He's got the fucking Gundam helmet, right? Like, that's maybe the most obvious thing with the little Victory V straight out of a fucking Gundam show. It's definitely much more of a mecha element to Iron Man here. Wait, you were able to fly just in a second ago. Why can't you do that now? Oh, A is the assist button. I see. Well, that makes sense, I guess.
Leave it to home. Okay, then. Leave this to me. On it. I gotcha.
There's definitely, like, much more of a... Oh, there we go. Just hold up. I see. Much more of a mecha element. Much more of that particular fascination with...
What are you thinking?
machines and robots. And with the mechanical aspect of it. This comes through in his animation as well. Like, the way that Iron Man is animated here, he has this snappiness to him, right? This is something I noticed. Like, if we leave them in their idle positions, Cap will eventually, like, he'll start jumping around and he'll start, like,
Stay with me, man.
flexing and, like, I don't know that the computer opponent does that, but Cap, if we just leave him here, he'll eventually, like, he'll do a little warm-up jump dance thing. He'll be like,
Okay, I'll come to you.
do things like that. Tony in the Iron Man suit is much more restrained, right? Like, he's very, like, there's a breathing cycle to him, but he's just, like, he's much more still, right?
Hey, Cap. Are you still with me? Everything okay? Come on, stay with me, man.
Do they have specific standing idle voice lines for all of each other? That's pretty fucking funny. And the same thing comes through in, like, the way that his attacks are animated, right? Like, it is... There's a mechanical suddenness to them, right? Which, like, with fighting games, it's always very snappy. It has to be, because, like, the attack has to come out the instant you hit the button, right? Like, you have to have minimal wind-up on the quick hits, so you can't really do, like, the big things, but look at this, like, he strikes like a cylinder, he strikes like a actuator, right? Ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Here you go.
So, like, there's an attention being paid in his animation also to getting, like, this
Here you go. Here.
mechanical aspect in.
I gotcha. Crunch. Here. I gotcha. Here. Okay. Obliterate. Boost. I'm not done. Okay. Boost. All right. Launch it. Light him up. All right. Fire. Not working. Light him up. Launch it. I'm not. Light him up. Okay. Fire. Light him up. Not launch it. All right.
Ooh, dash. Okay. It's an interesting way to design him. I will say, I think I like this over Marvel Rivals version, just because this feels like the whole point of Iron Man, right, is that he customizes his suits. He always customizes his suits. He always makes, like, a suit that suits the purpose. That's the whole point of Iron Man, right? Like, he makes suits that fits whatever situation he's going to be in, whoever the hell he's going to be fighting.
Here you go. Alley-oop. One more push.
Oh, cool. He makes a suit that's, like, customized for whatever situation Tony thinks he's gonna be in. Is like, that's what he does. And so I quite like the idea that because he's gonna be in a fighting game, an anime-inspired fighting game, he would make an anime-inspired mech fighting suit for that. Like, just on a meta level, I like that a lot as an approach to character design with Iron Man. Whereas in Marvel Rivals, it's more like, yeah, he looks like the way that he does in the popular media of the MCU and stuff. Like, that seems to be the main inspiration, rather than, hey, what would Iron Man look like specifically for the purposes of, like if he was in Overwatch, right? Well, like it doesn't feel like Marvel Rivals has a vision for Iron Man that's as specific to itself as Tōkon seems to have for its Tony here.
Missile launch. Target lock. Launch it. I'm not done. I gotcha. Eat this.
Interesting. Okay, let's see Shuri.
Understood. Stop.
Here goes.
Oh, she's postured. Goddamn. Okay, so they're taking that approach with her. Huh. Interesting. So the animation for Shuri here is definitely like that specific style of, like, feminine anime fighter, right? Like, where they have this, they have the pose and posture. We're keeping the hips, right? We're keeping the hips. We're emphasizing the thighs. We're emphasizing the hourglass shape in her animation and movement. Which is interesting, like, because, like, with Black Panther, and I don't really know about Shuri specifically as Black Panther. I haven't watched the movies and things like that. I don't know if Shuri, like, takes a different approach, but Black Panther typically is, like, there tends to be an emphasis on the panther aspect, right? Like, of moving like a cat, moving animalistically, of, like, swiping claws and, like, dashing across the earth, like, on all fours. That sort of tends to be the way that Black Panther animates in a lot of stuff, like, has this animalistic cat-like aspect to him. They're clearly not going for that with Shuri here.
Leave this to me.
Here I am, Iron Man.
They're going for much more of, like, the regal thing, right? Like, I think what they're going for here more is Queen of Wakanda vibes. Which, again, I don't know if Shuri is actually Queen of Wakanda in the incarnations where she's Black Panther, but...
Okay.
Oh, hey, back through the cars again. Can we go the other way? Yay! Okay, is there another one over here, or is this the end of it? Okay, that's the end of it. Cool. That's fun. So they're going for much more of a regal vibe with her. Much more like queen, much more domineering. It's interesting because they've essentially got her on high heels. You can see that on her shoes, right? Like that the shoes have these lifted heels, which sort of justifies allowing them to give her a posture like she's all the way up on her toes, like she's essentially wearing, like, not stilettos necessarily, but very high heels, to really emphasize that, like, rising above, regal looking down, very much emphasizing the femininity aspect of her as well. Like, gender is important in Shuri here in a way that I feel like it...
Please, brother. Let's be a clash against shield. And vibranium against vibranium.
Neat. In a way that I feel like it usually wouldn't be so much with Black Panther. Like, it's very, like, the design is emphasizing, we want you to know that this woman is a girl lady, whomst be a woman, right? Like, we've got the boob cups, we've got, like, the hourglass shape, we've got the thighs and all of that. Which is a very different vibe. She's definitely a lot more slender also. I could have done with her being a little bit more buff. Although, again, this is me maybe misremembering how the... Because I don't actually remember the Black Panther herb.
To delay the fight.
Like the chemicals and the stuff that they use to give the Black Panther powers. I believe those do confer, like, super strength, right? Like, it's not just about becoming fast or getting instincts. It's like, you get buffed. You get superpowered. Oh, chat is saying I'm muted? Well, that's annoying. How about now? Well, that's... okay. Right. Just gonna have to fix this.
What are you thinking?
Hey, Wakanda forever.
Am I audible again now?
Stand around before they fight forever.
There we go. Yeesh. Discord. Why do I stream in this app? Oh, right, because I have the best community in the world, and I love to talk to them. Oh, I like this. Her fast attack. It's not even like an attack. It's like she just kind of raises the tip of the spear, like, very quickly. I like that, because then that'll lead into... I don't think I did that. Yeah, no, is that just her normal light combo? Am I getting... is the game assisting me? Is it like doing inputs for me?
Wakanda forever. Not stand up. First, listen. Let's be
I mean, I can't say I don't appreciate it. It's nice when the game gives me a little extra help to make the stuff I do look cool. Like, thank you, video game. I appreciate that. But I like that that's her beginning point, is just like this quick little...
All right. Getting started.
Can't stop the panther. You weren't ready for this.
Huh. Interesting. The big cowl, or the big, like, crown of fur along her shoulders is really, like, that plus the regal purple. Like, that's really the thing that sort of sells the monarch idea, right? Like, the idea of this is not just a warrior, this is someone who's in command of shit. Like, along with the use, like, the gold and black, which has, like, always been the Black Panther thing, definitely helps there, but it is, like, it is that huge... I think, doesn't Dr. Doom in this game also do that?
Dr. Doom.
Oh, are we gonna have to reload the whole thing? No, we're not. Good.
See the power of doom.
Hey, ProZD. Yeah, Doom does the same thing. He has the big fur collar around his cloak as well to give him that same. So they're doing the same character design move there, which makes sense.
No! Let me teach you regret. Now you shall despair.
Orbital laser! Fuck off, man! Oh, that rules. That's cool. Of course he has an orbital laser. And it's called shit like the fucking Doom laser or some shit. Oh, it's called Smite. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I am Captain America.
Poor Cap. He's just like... Okay, so there's only left and right throw variations. And it's just like a repeat of the same throw. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, interesting. Let's have a look at the big man. Oh, they're really emphasizing with Hulk. I like that. You look at his run style, right? Like his dash initially is a little slow and then it picks up speed as he goes. And I listen to the fucking sound design. Holy shit. Doom, 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 doom. They're really playing up. Gadoom, gadoom, gadoom. Like, that's, yeah, him big, him larg, Hulk larg. That's the main design thing. So this looks like a... Is that like a Planet Hulk thing? Or is that like Savage Lands that he's all kitted out in dinosaur bones? And he was talking with a dinosaur in the intro, so I guess he's in the Savage Lands, I guess. So this is Hulk, it feels like without Banner? Where Marvel Rivals has this thing, like they're doing the sort of, again, I guess closer to the MCU thing, where it's like Hulk is in balance with Banner, they are one entity and they can sort of fight cohesively, and he transitions in and out of the Hulk form as, like, the gameplay demands. And that there is that element, that capacity in him.
Getting started.
This feels much more like, no, this is just Hulk. Like, no Banner here, it's... It is 100% Hulk from start to finish here. Yeah, the emphasis is on Hulk big. The interesting thing about the costume is it changes his context a bit, right? Because Hulk usually is... The baseline of Hulk's design is we've got these torn purple pants, like, that he's clearly, like, basically bursting out of, right? He's this uncontainable rage monster that bursts out from inside tiny little puny Banner, right? And, like, grows, swells with rage and anger and, like, grows beyond the boundaries of what his clothes can contain, right? It's this thing about, like, bursting out from... And it's, like, in terms of visual language, that's, like, the classic civilizational thing, right? Like, barbarism is when no clothes, right? Which goes all the way back to ancient Greek times. But that, like, people burst out of... They burst out of their clothes and that, like, he becomes this wild man who's, like, breaking free from the constraints of being civilized and things like that. That's what the clothes, like, semiotically sort of referred to back then. But Hulk here is wearing clothes. Like, he's wearing fashion, essentially, that he sort of seems to have made for himself and which fits him. right? Like, this is all the straps and, like, the skulls and the shoulder guard and everything. It's all stuff that he has made to fit himself, right? He's not bursting out of it. He's not breaking out of it. He's not tearing it up. What's that giant snake in the background? I only just noticed that. He's not bursting out of it or, like, breaking free of constraints. It's like he's wearing stuff that he's decided to put on, right? Clearly on purpose. And that changes the storytelling of the character, right? Like, that changes the vibe of him from this raging monster who sort of appears, destroys everything, and then goes away again to, no, he persists. He exists as himself, as the Hulk, for long enough that he gets to do this, right? Like, that he gets to...
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Got you! Got you!
He persists, he exists for long enough to develop a fashion sense, right? Like, to develop an idea of, oh, I want a gauntlet with horns on it that I can punch people with. I want some shoulder straps. I want some armor. I want these things because they suit me, right? Like, clothes always imply an aesthetic or a sensibility of the person who wears them, right? That they would make the decisions that would lead to them putting this stuff on the assumption that it's not something that's been forced onto them. So this tells us something about, like, a Hulk that has a personality, that has wants, that has needs, that has preferences, right? And who's able to think about those preferences for long enough to act on them. So it's not just the mindless rage monster that we've got here. The fashion tells us that this is a Hulk that's, like, thinking more long-term than just Hulk smash everything right now. Which, again, like, in the comics, that's... Hulk has been that for, like, ages. That's not anything new. Like, we've had many instances of, like, a more complex thinking, conscious Hulk. But it is, like, specific, like, compare and contrast this Hulk to the Ultimate Hulk, like the Rage Monster Hulk from Marvel Rivals, right? Like, that feels much more like an out-of-control mad monster, right? He isn't. Like, Marvel Rivals also implies that level of control in Hulk, but they do it through the character design of Hero Hulk instead. Where he has, like, Hero Hulk has much more of like an upright, sort of rigid, structured posture. He stands still more. He has, like, a calm look on his face. He's still angry, but he's not, like, he doesn't have this Hulk expression, right? Like, with the rageful, the big mouth, like, argh. Hero Hulk is calm in the sense of being extremely angry, but not, like, flipping out about it. So this tells us something about, like, who this Hulk is and what his personality is like. I will say, I think I prefer Marvel Rivals' approach to Hulk over this one, specifically because they do a better job of, like, integrating Banner, who is an important part of, like, Hulk's character, I think. I think Hulk is about Banner in many ways, right? Like, it's easy to sort of go, oh yeah, Hulk is about the big green guy who smashes stuff. I feel like Hulk is more compelling as a character when Banner is in the mix, when it's not just about big green guy who smashes things, but it's about, like, the person, the thing that Banner is reacting against, right? Like, what the anger means to Banner, what the anger means to the person, where it all comes from. That's what I find more compelling about Hulk than just the big green rage monster. I completely understand not, like, I don't know how you would incorporate Banner specifically as, like, a part of the kit of a fighting game Hulk in the same way, like, I don't think you could probably design a character like that. Well, you probably could. Like, that's a silly thing to say. Of course you could design a character like that for a fighting game, but it makes more sense intuitively to have Hulk be, I guess, a grappler would be his archetype. Or just, like, big hulking, large, huge guy would be his archetype, I suppose. So yeah, like, I like the idea of incorporating fashion to sort of indicate the mindset of this Hulk, who he is, where he is at this point in his life. I do kind of wish Banner was present. I like the way Rivals handles it by implying the difference in his character just by posture and the way that he carries himself. But that's a preference thing, and I get why you would go with this for the fighting game. Let's see. Let's swap teams, and...
Storm.
Oh, wait, no. Can we...
America.
Oh, no, I don't have any of the alternate skins. Okay, I was hoping I'd be able to take a look at the skins, but I guess not.
Magic. Wolverine. Danger. Hulk.
I'll just leave them. But let's hop over to another stage.
We've got a...
Okay, you can skip it. Good. Okay, that fucks. That instantly that fucks. That fucks. Okay, Storm, I see you. That her backwards motion is this? Holy shit.
Okay.
Oh, that rules. That is so cunt. she just fucking like... Look at that. That fucking rules. Okay, 100 billion points of credit to the animators instantly for that. That fucking rules. That's so good. Holy shit. Yeah, her back dash is a little bit more active than that, but this is like... I want to see someone in a tournament, like, dodge a whole combo or, like punish someone's whiff by just doing this just out of range and then coming back to kick their ass. That is so good. Holy shit. I'm not even looking at her character side. I'm just looking at that slide. That rules. I love that. That's fucking great. Oh, sorry about the gate, T'Challa. So in terms of character design here, I don't know enough about the history of Storm's character designs. Like, or rather, I don't know enough about the recent history. I am reasonably well-versed with, like, how she looked, like, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It feels like we're doing partly the sort of X-Men 90s cartoon design for her. But it's mixed down into, I wouldn't say street fashion, but something that looks more normal than, like, the sort of hero suit version of it. Where, like, she has this bustier, she has, like, the vest and things, and, like, the big thing is the cape. And the cape is, like, for me, it's one of those things I understand why some Storm designs don't want to do the cape, but given that Storm is the Storm, right? Like, she is the wind. She is so associated with wind. Having a big billowing cape of some kind, I feel like is kind of mandatory for her characters. And they're doing a lot with her hair here as well, to sort of sell it. But, like, the big sort of cape thing, and having it tied to her wrists like that, I feel like that sells the idea of control a little bit more. Like, whereas, like, a cape that's just sort of hanging there and flapping is like, that works. But the fact that it's, like, tied to her wrists and she, like, directs and, like, she holds it,
Why do you make me
aesthetically, that I feel like that gesture is more towards the idea of control. Right? Like, there's not just that the wind is whipping through her cape, but that she owns the wind. That she scoops it up. They're really... Boy, they've given her some thighs here, haven't they? Look at the way they're using the boots, right? She has these, like thigh-high boots, and right at the top there, I'm pointing at the screen as though you can see what the fuck I'm doing. Can I have a mouse cursor? Sort of. Okay. I wonder if there's a character viewer or a skin viewer at some place we can look at.
What's wrong?
With the flared opening there, they're having that bulge out to sort of really emphasize, like, the... to really emphasize the bulge of her thighs. That's kind of shameless. I don't dislike it. I can't get over how good that is. I really can't. The only way it would be better is if her shoes, like, threw up sparks or something while she was going backwards. Storm doesn't walk on the ground. Like, as an animation trait for her, I like that Storm doesn't step on the ground. Again, from the perspective that she is... Like, Storm is a goddess, functionally, right? Like, is she Omega level? Does that even mean anything in X-Men anymore? I don't know. But Storm is an astonishingly powerful
I'll come to you.
mutant, right? And in the comics, she has at many times been venerated as a literal goddess because of, she can control the fucking weather, which is one of the main things that gods tend to do. And I really do like, as an animation trait for her, that she doesn't touch the ground, right? Like, Storm does not walk like mortals do, right? That's like a classic way of selling that someone is divine, that someone is godlike, that someone is untethered from, like, typical realities. Just don't have them walk. Just don't have them touch the ground. And I like that here as, like, an expression of her power. That, like, she doesn't walk. She simply moves. And where the ground is immaterial to her concerns. Oh, I like that kick. Like the sort of wind drill thing that they've got going on. Man, I mean, it's normal for arc system works, but, like, the arcs. On all the animation here. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, okay, so that doesn't work at a distance. You have to hit the grab. Fair enough.
From the sky. I'm not let me. Not working.
Now, Rick, you must understand. I am not one woman, but the Mother Earth herself.
Yep, that's Storm. Holy shit. Okay, she's getting her dues. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. That is cool. Yeah, I think with Storm, like... Again, I've talked about this at length, but I don't like the Marvel Rivals outfit for her because they went with a darker color scheme for her outfit. I think the white, the sheer white, it has the association with wind, it has the association with air. It also has that association with divinity. Like, the high contrast that's in there. Same thing with her white hair, right? The high contrast that's in there is a big part of the selling the drama of the character. And selling the drama of what she's capable of, like how scary she really is. That contrast, I think, is a big part of it, and I think the black suit... It's the same problem I have with the X-Men, like the Bryan Singer... Well, the problem I have with the Bryan Singer X-Men movies is that they were directed by Bryan Singer. Fuck that guy. But same thing in, like, the fucking X-Men movie. There's that infamous line from the first X-Men movie. It's like, you really go out wearing this when Wolverine is sitting there in, like, the black leather Matrix suit that everyone's wearing in that fucking movie, and then Cyclops, played by other noted, like, not super cool guy James Marsden, goes, what will your preferred, yellow spandex? Right? Because, haha, what could possibly be more stupid than comic book costumes, right? Like, there's that smugness about it. Marvel Rivals gives Storm another black outfit, right? Like, sort of playing in that same space of, like, the black cool leather. And I understand the impulse towards that. I just think high contrast looks way better on her, especially given the nature of who she is. Like, Storm is a dramatic character. There's no version of encountering Storm that isn't like, holy shit, I am standing in front of someone with godlike power. And I think as a hero outfit, especially for the purposes of the fighting game, in comics it's different, because in comics it's like Storm is also just a person a lot of the time, right? So she has, like, there's a good reason to give her different outfits, but for something like Marvel Rivals, when she's in battle mode, when she's fighting for the fate of the universe, or something like Tōkon, I feel like high contrast doesn't necessarily have to be white, but something that's really high contrast and bright, to me, feels most appropriate to who and what this character is. Because, like, this is what she does to people, right? Like, that's what Storm do at a baseline. That's the Storm thing. What's that gauge down there? Oh, okay, so it's just, I have infinite gauge because it's training mode, but in the normal course of gameplay, I would require... I could spend that skill gauge in order to power up the whatever. The tempest gauge replenishes a hit, can also alter the direction throw, blah, blah, blah.
Here you go. I have it. Here you go. Ready. Go, tornado. Now freeze. Freeze. Let ice claim it. Now freeze.
Yeah, so that's the more powerful version. I see, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I quite like this. There are little nitpicks I might have about her outfits.
Keeping its distance?
I don't know 100% about the center. Like, she has the coat that transitions from, like, around her neck down. Again, I'm pointing at the screen as though you can see it. Oh, hey, I have the mouse cursor now. Cool. She has, like, the coat that falls down along here, right? Like, that comes down over. I kind of feel like something... I'm kind of missing something across her midriff. Because, like, what they're doing is they've got the boob window, they've got, like, the thing down here and the X belt down into, like, a little bit of exposed midriff. There's something about this space here where I think they're trying to do it with the gold to give it that contrast.
What are you thinking?
For some reason, in my head, I kind of want a belt. Like, maybe the belt, if the belt was white, something in this space feels like it's missing, I can't articulate it, but it's missing, like, a thing. And I think maybe if just the X belt was white instead of black, maybe that would do it. I don't know. I think it's something about the way that the coat, because it sort of seems pasted on, it sort of seems like it's glued to her front. And maybe I'm kind of looking for the coat to... Because the coat leads into the trails, right? Like these big dramatic wind trails that are like... And so I kind of feel like the fact that it's sort of pasted on, it's like glued onto her, like the coat billows and then it comes up here and then it just kind of glues onto her. I think that's bothering me visually a little bit. Because, like, I feel like if it's going to sit so tight to her, it needs something to, like, tying it down. And if it's not tied down, I would rather that it, like, be expansive and billow along with the rest of it. But, yeah. That's a nitpick. It's just a little thing that keeps niggling at me when I'm, like, my brain goes, oh, there's a little thing that pings. I like her earrings. The earrings are tornadoes. Do you see that? Like, they're little spiral tornadoes as well.
Okay, I'll come to you.
Fighting game character design is one of those disciplines that's kind of lovely because it has no use for subtlety, right? There's no point. Like, there's no point being subtle in fighting game character design because everything has to be on display, on screen, visible to the player at all times. It's a heightened mode, right? Like, it's a mode that invites and thrives on expression and exaggeration and overemphasis, arguably. Let's go back the other way and see what's on the other side. Whee! Oh, cool. Is this one of Shuri's labs? It is. You can see some Black Panther suits back there. And I guess that's a vibranium meteor in the background. Some Marvel lore expert is going to have a lot of fun going through the backgrounds. I saw the Murdoch law offices in the background of the New York stage as well. Now, the thing is, I kind of want to see all of the characters' supers. Oh, shit. Cool.
Let's work together.
Oh, hey, team-up attack.
the power of Mother Earth. Feet off.
Okay, so you can't speed up the Tempest gauge, and I don't have infinite of it. I guess I could probably set that in the settings or whatever. I like that Storm can quite literally just, like, do a little push, manipulate your positioning with wind. That's interesting, that she's able to manipulate the battlefield. Again, good expression of who she is as a character, that she's like the god of weather. Anyway, let's move on to Wolverine. So, Marvel Rivals Wolverine, I have noticed in the comments of my shorts, oh, people are mad about Wolverine. People don't like what Logan looks like in Marvel Rivals. They are upset by it. I kind of like it. I kind of like the way that Logan looks in Marvel Rivals because it is kind of weird and off-putting and a little bit, like, and a little bit fucked. I gotta say, I still probably prefer... He's so little! Look at him, he's so tiny! Chad is saying it as well, like, he's... I crouch and he barely gets shorter. Like, he gets like maybe 2 inches shorter when I crouch. Holy shit. Oh, you're tiny. So this is a much more classic Wolverine thing. I think, like, the main thing that it feels different from his sort of classic... His classic suit designs are those shoulder pads that he's got going on. I feel like more usually Wolverine would have, like, the brown shoulder things on his suit, like a single shape and sharp, or else he would have his arms completely free. I do feel like one thing Rivals has over Tōkon, he's not hairy enough. Like, Wolverine should be hairy as shit. Like, he should be fucking her suit, right? There should be arm hair, all, like, he does have them. But I think Rivals wins on just the sheer amount of body hair that they were willing to give Wolverine. I wonder what Wolverine's finisher looks like. Oh! He literally does fucking ora 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 ora. I like his kick, like his initial little light attack, because it's such a little guy attack. That's one thing they're doing with Wolverine here. They're making his legs intentionally shorter. Like, in the way that they posture, the way that they pose him, like with like the way that he's hunched over with his chest, right? Like making the chest a little shorter. His thighs and his legs are so short. Look at that. Look at this little guy. They're really squashing him down to make him look like as squat as possible.
Okay.
And I quite like that. I like that he's a little bizarre. That's another thing about Wolverine. Like, Wolverine is such a popular hero. Everyone loves Wolverine. He's like a main X-Man character. Like, half the time he's in anything. He's got spin-off movies and shit. But the thing is, Wolverine is, to my mind, he's a weirdo. Like, he's a hairy, angry, sort of like grumpy little weirdo man who's always stinks a little bit of beer, and like who's always a little bit gruff around the edges, and like who seems like he lives in the woods half of the time, and like maybe doesn't have the greatest social skills in the world. He's like a little bit of a gremlin. He's a little bit of like a hairy weirdo, right? Like, because he's so old, he's been around forever. He knows everything. He's tried everything at least once. He's been everything at some point or another in his life. Like, so I like it when Wolverine is a bit weird. I like it when Wolverine is designed to be a little bit off-putting. Like, just a little bit like, like, who the fuck is this guy?
What are you thinking?
That's really my preference for Wolverine, rather than him being designed to be cool and badass and like, yeah. Like, it should be, the fantasy of Wolverine should be being like the weird little backwoods log cabin gremlin who like shows up when like the namby-pambies back at X-Mansion need something grimy taken care of, right? Like that specific kind of like gruff older father figure guy, like to the younger kids at the X Mansion, and to the rest of the team, right? Like he's this like weird uncle who lives in the woods kind of guy. I like Wolverine best when he's in that mode, and I do like the very squat, very compressed character proportions that they're doing here, that make him just a little weird. Like he just looks a little weird, right? He looks a little off. He looks a little strange. Another thing I appreciate, look at his thighs. You see how his big fucking bulging muscles form an X on his thighs? That's funny. And again, I like the weirdness. I like that he's like this little muscle knot, right? He's this little knobbly, like... And again, that's why I kind of want him to have more body hair. That's why I kind of want him to be more scrungly like that. I don't think it's a big problem, like, but I do think that Rivals wins on body hair, and they win on giving him that weird fucking haircut.
Stand back.
Magic, I will advance.
Come at me. Take that. X marks the spot. Nowhere forward. Nowhere to run. Let's go for a ride.
Not working.
Take that. Say your prayers. The Avengers were never my style, Cap. I'll always be an X-Man, through and through.
He fucking turns into a Beyblade, holy shit. And then he gets some kind of buff to him. A little bit of that rage mode that Wolverine always seems to be working with. Wonder if it's just a damage buff? I don't know.
Take that, Weapon X. Say your prayers. The Avengers were never my style, Cap.
He literally just turns into a fucking Beyblade.
Through and through.
Oh, that's delightful. Yeah, but mostly classic Wolverine. Like, they're sort of mostly leaning close to what he's always kind of been in the comics with the suit here. Which is neat.
Stand back.
Then there's my girl, Magic. I am a fan of Magic. I really like her. I really started to enjoy her character a lot in the Marvel Midnight Suns game. The sort of tactical RPG thing that they put out a while ago.
Don't bore me.
This is definitely a different version of Magic than the one I came to know there. And she's been like a lot of different things at many different times. She's got what you might call a complicated fucking history. Like the version of Magic that I'm most fond of is when she's kind of sort of slightly gruff, introverted metalhead with like a dark history and a predilection for dark magic. Where Rivals certainly, and definitely Tōkon, are going for much more of a teenage Magic, I'd say. Like a younger, somewhat more spunky Magic. Like, I think Rivals does a good job of bringing her into that sort of,
Fight or leave.
like, power metal album cover style, right? Like, she's got a lot of spikes and belts and shit and, like, chains and stuff. This Magic feels more, like, ironically magical. Like, it feels like this is more with the glowing whatever it is along her thighs and the arms and things. It's sort of, because it's blue, it kind of gives tech to me a little bit, which is not really Magic's thing. But it's all meant to reflect, like, the Soul Blade. Or the Soul... I can't remember the name of the sword. It's called something specific, but it's a sword that's made from the power of her soul. And it's meant to reflect that. This feels more like a teenage Magic. Like, it is more of a teenage Magic. Certainly, her face is a lot cuter. They've definitely gone a lot more, like, sort of smooth-faced anime style for the construction of her face, which is not my preference personally. I like it better when her face has a little bit more character than that. Here, it feels like, at least looking at her model from here, it feels like most of the character from her face is coming from those, like, heavy, sort of lidded eyes that she's got. But there's very little sort of... There's no nose to speak of. There's not really anything with any mouth or cheekbones or anything. It's very round. And that's not really my personal preference. for Magic. I like Magic more when she's like a bit of that grumpy metalhead, right?
What's wrong?
No holding back.
Let's see her ult. Or team up, or whatever this is called.
Now we win. Together. Are you hurting?
Yeah, sort of more smug, tough anime girl fighter kind of thing. She has more of a smug attitude here, I think, rather than the disdainful, sort of dismissive one that she has in my favorite incarnations of her. And that's the thing about comics. Like, comics can be anything, right? They don't have to align to like any one person's ideas or preferences. Okay, I like that for a grab.
Try not to cry.
Getting started.
Here you go.
Okay.
Eat this. Your dream lord is waiting, and I'm starving for your soul.
Oh, there she is. Hello. Oh, I wish I could get a better look at that. Ah, fuck. I wanna, hang on.
Dream lord is waiting.
Okay, so she transitions into partial. I was about to be critical because if her Dark Child form was just gonna be her with orange skin and a devil's tail, I was gonna be annoyed. I am glad that she has clearly a much more monstrous
I'm starving for your soul.
Dark Child form. I kind of wish I could get a better look at it, though. Definitely along a much more, again, compared with Marvel Rivals. Rivals has this very scrungly demon thing, right? Like with the fucked up proportions and like really kind of veiny and thin and kind of like
Fight or leave.
strange.
Don't bore
This feels much more, again, along the lines of an anime monster thing that they're doing with her. Looks more sleek, looks more stylized. I kind of wish I could get a better look at it. Is there not?
Versus training. Select your characters.
Okay, there's not a model viewer or anything like that here, huh? But okay, here we can at least get a closer look at her face. Yeah, like, I think my criticism there stands. From my personal perspective, the younger, sort of smooth-faced, smug anime girl Magic is just not my personal preference. It's just not the version of the character that I like. But I can see that this would get her a lot of new fans. I do like the hair. I like the fringe. I like the V shape of the fringe down over her eyes. That really gives her like that really sharp aspect. I like that. I think that does a really good job of framing her expression, especially when they're going with like the large eyes, heavy lids, and smug anime girl thing. I think that works really well. I kind of wish her outfit had a little bit more going on. Because like the top she's wearing is like, it's just kind of a flat black with very little. I'm kind of looking for, like, the gauntlet is really good, right? Like, the gauntlet has all of this, like magical sigils and all of this fucking metal shit going on with spikes and stuff. I kind of wish that she was wearing an outfit, like, again, because my favorite Magic is, like, a metalhead Magic, if she was wearing, like, a band t-shirt, right? For some, I guess, fictional Marvel metal band or whatever, or she was accessorized a little bit, like she was wearing stuff that expressed her specifically as a personality a bit more. But that's, again, because that's the version of Magic that I'm fixated on. I will say, I'm not much a fan of the hot pants with the thighs out. I feel like that's a little, like, it feels gratuitous in an excessive way. Man, I wish I could see the other costumes. And I wish I could see her Dark Child form. Like, the hot pants to me feel gratuitous in a way that doesn't necessarily inform her character. Same thing with the thigh highs. Like, I think, again, with Magic, just let her wear pants, man. Like, make them tight pants. You can make it fan service still. You can, like, sculpt her ass or whatever. But the hot pants feel a little bit like sort of alt-girl pinup in a way that doesn't really vibe with me very much. Which, like, yeah. I really do like the gauntlet, though. Like, getting a closer look at that, I really like the gauntlet. I like the weird shapes on it. I like the bulbousness of, like, those extra plates down along the forearm. And, like, the fucking... how much carving... Oh, shit. Can I get the mouse out? Yay, okay. So I can point at it. I like the carvings into the hand. Like, the gauntlet, I think, is really cool with, like, the straps around the thing. That really does a good job of implying this thing of, like, this contains demonic power or whatever. The restraints there are doing a good job of, like, really selling it as, like, a dangerous thing. And I guess I kind of wish a little bit of that followed through in more of her character design. Like, the straps around the arm, they could do some shit with that around the legs as well, or around the midriff. Like a sort of supportive strength band around the midriff that was made of, like, belts like that. That could be cool. Yeah, I think ultimately where I land is I think Magic's design is a little bit too simple in some ways. I feel like the gauntlet has got a bunch of good shit going on. I like her iconic, like, headgear and, like, the sword and shit. I feel like the outfit is a little basic because it's just this very nondescript top with a boob window and then hot pants and then thigh highs with glow on them. And it's like, I feel like a bit more could be done there to make Magic feel, like, give her a personality beyond just being, you know, dark. Yeah, I like how weird he looks. I like that Wolverine looks fucking weird. He should. Okay, people are gonna be weird about it in the comments, but I don't like that Storm shaves her armpits. This is one of the bugbears that I've sort of developed over time, is like, it annoys me that it is so baseline, unquestioned in character design that every woman shaves her armpits always, and every man does as well. It's not just women, like men, like, I don't know, are there any shirtless, I guess, Hulk? Why would Hulk shave his armpits? He's not particularly hairy as a character. I guess he doesn't have hair in his armpits or whatever, but it's that thing of, like, this unquestioned thing of, like, well, hair in armpits is gross. Hair in armpits is ew. It's like no one wants to see that kind of thing. Like, there's this baseline assumption that body hair especially is like, This is the same problem I have with Wolverine, right? Like, he should be hairy as fuck. Like, he should be, like, indistinguishable from an animal from certain angles, right? Wolverine should be very hairy, and all they've really done here with him is just like, oh yeah, he's got a bit of, like, scratchy hair along his arms, and that's it. And I don't like that. I think the hairiness of a character should be, like, it should be used as another way to design their appearance and the way that they appear in the world, right? And, like, for a character like Black Cat, for example, perfectly makes sense that she would shave her armpit because she's very much about her appearance, right? Same thing, like characters that are very much about, like, being beauty ideals and standards, like showing up in ways that are, like, seductive to other people. That makes sense. But when you have a character like Storm, who's like, I am an embodiment of power, I am Mother Nature, I am connected with the natural world kind of thing, that the artificiality of, like, but I gotta shave my armpit hair because of that's a very artificial social constraint on women's bodies that feels like, why does she accede to that? Like, why does Storm go, oh shit, I have to conform to that beauty standard, right? And there's a dance there where, like, part of the purpose of Storm is she's supposed to be incredibly beautiful, right? She's supposed to be gorgeous. She's supposed to be, like a goddess in the flesh, right? But it is that thing of, like, why is that a beauty standard that she decides to to allow herself to be held to relative to other things? And it's something that annoys me in a lot of character design. It's just this thing of, like, the approach to body hair is baseline no, And if a character has body hair, it has to be an exception, rather than everyone has body hair by default. Body hair is the norm. Removing body hair is the thing that is a specific motivated choice that a character has to make for a reason, right? But we have this reverse thing in culture where it's like, no. A character has to have a good reason to have body hair. A character has to have a good reason to not remove their body hair, because otherwise that's weird. It's weird if a person has hair on their body, and that's just not what the world is. That's not what the body is. Bodies have hair naturally. Removal is the specific choice. Hi, Pool. How you doing? Of course. Is that Soul Bad Guy on the cover of that thing? Anyway, where were we? Right, Danger. We didn't take a look at Danger. So Danger, okay, I don't know that much about her, but to my memory, she is the X-Men Danger Room, right? Like, in the X-Men mansion, they have the Danger Room, which is like their trading room that can, like, spawn everything, and they could use their powers freely and things like that. And Danger is the X-Men Danger Room, and because she's made of alien technology from... it's not the Kree. It's one of the other space... Shi'ar, the Shi'ar Empire, yeah. It's one of the space empires that had, like, super advanced hypertech whatever, and that was used to build the Danger Room, and then eventually it woke up and it became sentient AI thing, and now she has I think it is from the comics that she did get, like, a body at one point or another in the comics, although I don't know if it looked like that. But so she is the embodiment of the X-Men Danger Room.
Danger.
And that's, like, the idea of her. By the way, one thing I really like in Tōkon, something that they're doing, is it's the little things about... So, look at this, right? You see copy area, trim, all these little guidelines. That's from comics. That's when you make physical comics, and when you have, like, the paper for printing and things like that, you have all of these guides and all of these, like specific guidelines for where do you put your lines, where do you put the colors, where do you put the color bleed. Instructions for double page spread. Cut as shown, a butt page edges, tape on back, do not overlap, right? It's all about, like, these are all the instructions that you would have when you made physical comics back in the day. With digital production being what it is, we don't really do that anymore. But I really like that we have all the little guides, right? Like, you have the trim, you have the copy area, you have the folding area. Like, don't exceed this bit. There's a copy bleed area, I think, out here. I think it's on the title that I saw it.
Tōkon, Fighting Souls.
Yeah, Marvel comic illustration quality paper for regular comic pages. Special defense offense leader. Yeah, like where they have all the little guides and the little scribbles. And I thought that's really fun and cool. That, like, they structure the aesthetic of the menus and shit around the actual sort of physical media of comics. And that also happens in the...
Tutorial. Arcade and tutorial.
That also happens in the character select. Although, how the hell do we get back there?
Our next
Okay, I guess we're back to this now. It also happens in the character select there. When we select a character, they sort of appear as though they're being drawn and then they get rendered in. And I quite like that. And you can see it in the same way you have these, they get rendered in blue when they exceed the boundaries of the panel border, as though it's like blue sketch lines. Because, like, in physical comics, you would often draw the sketches and the layouts and things with blue pencil, because a blue pencil was very easy to sort of filter out when you were copying the image, because you could just tell the copier to ignore anything that was too light, right? Like, blue pencil was a very, very light color, And same thing, like some people use red pencil and things like that. It was a very, very light color. So if you drew over blue pencils with black inks, then the printer could like filter out all the blue and just like maintain the black over top of that, and was very easy to get rid of that. Like it was essentially kind of chroma filtering, but in a physical version. And it's very cool that they're just having those little hints of like the physical reality of producing comics present.
Danger. Wolverine. Magic. Storm. Get ready. Captain America. Iron Man. Star-Lord. Penny Parker. Get ready.
Okay, so there are some teams that have specific names, and then any generic team that's sort of assembled from a bunch of different guys will just be called Tōkon heroes. Okay. Hi, Matt. Hi, Danger. Let's see what you look like.
Thinking.
Okay, so there's a little bit of that roboticness we talked about with Tony, right? With Iron... Oh, hey, Angel! And there's Colossus, and there's the Professor, and there's Beast. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Oh, shit. Her dash is like a diagonal into the air. Interesting. Is she like a very air-based character then? So... Oh, shit! That's fucking Gambit and Rogue in the background kissing on the bench. Do you see them?
What's wrong?
Give me my mouse cursor. Thank you. There's Gambit and Rogue. Aw. Gambit and Rogue sitting on a bench. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Whatever. An Iceman playing basketball, I guess. That's cute. That's adorable. So there's a little bit here. We talked about it with Iron Man, right? Like the roboticness. That's definitely present in Danger's animation as well. Especially like when you do a kick like this. You see the way that she just kind of snaps back into position with like barely any follow through or like secondary action on it except for her hair. She just kind of instantly snaps back into place. That's very robot-like.
Tactic code. Assemble.
Get away!
Your imminent surrender is...
Oh! Oh, fucking... Oh, we're fully doing some fucking Tenkin Top and Gurren Lagann there, huh?
Okay, I'll come to you.
Believe in me who believes in you. Nice. Big drill. I do like to see that.
Sufficient battle data gathered. Your cooperation is no longer required. Goodbye.
Interesting. Butterfly wings. I would not have assumed butterfly wings to be...
Absolutely not.
a thing in her character design.
Illogical behavior.
Hi, Cap.
What are you thinking?
I am thinking I want to put you through the wall over here to see what's on the other side. Oh. There's just nothing?
Activating. Delete mode. Melee mode. Sufficient battle data gathered. Your cooperation is no longer required.
Yeah, this stage doesn't have transitions, clearly. Too bad. That would have been fun. Yeah, so as a character design, she's very monocolored, right? Like, she's gray, and then there's the blue accents from her hair and things like that. And then a little bit of blue in, like, the tech and stuff. She's very simple in a lot of ways, really. I kind of like her feet, like the way that her legs sort of are of one piece that leads down into, like, these very sort of wedge-shaped forefoot, which I can't really see because the ground is all fucked up out here. Can you fly? No, you can't. Okay.
I'll make this quick.
Wolverine, I will advance.
Yeah, that like it leads down into like this single piece
What are you thinking?
leg thing. Could you go over there, Cap, for a sec? Thank you. Yeah, I like that. I like there's a mechanical aspect to that. You can see the joint on like her foot, like
Analyzing target combat data.
lots of visible joints on her that really emphasize that sort of doll-like nature of her. But it's not like a doll in the sense of being a pretty little, you know, sort of ball-jointed fashion doll, for example, right? It's a doll in the sense of being
I'll come to you.
composed of pieces and parts that like lock together mechanically. And like even her posing here, right? Like her idle regular pose, like this up with the shoulders and the arms out, is like very stiff and kind of unnatural in a way that I kind of like for a robot.
Okay.
Precision strike. Launch protocol go. Munitions deployed. Maximum velocity. This is not a drill.
Not working.
Shut the fuck up.
Melee mode.
She said this is not a drill.
Drive active.
Okay.
Melee mode.
I'm not done.
This is not a drill.
This is not a drill. Fuck off. Ooh, teleport. Does that go anywhere, or is it like a dodge?
What are you thinking?
Huh. I guess it's a dodge or like maybe a parry or something.
Please engage.
But you can't really move with it.
Munitions deployed. Moving to the rear. Target vulnerable. Sudden danger. Maximum velocity.
I'm not done.
Focusing.
Okay.
Munitions deployed.
Not working.
Launch protocol go. Precision strike. Launch protocol go.
All right.
Being engaged. Precision strike. Being engaged. Munitions deployed. Launch protocol go.
Yeah, so there's a focus with her on physical transformation, right? Like that she creates arm cannons, deploys tech pieces, like the little, what are these, saw blades, that she sort of spawns on the end of her. Like she's able to adapt her body and change it. I feel like the adaptational thing, the transformation thing about her body, that makes sense in terms of
This is not a drill. I have escaped my cocoon.
like the butterfly thing,
Far
right?
more than a simple training device. Now, I'm gonna expand.
Like that seems to sort of thematically be about the way that like the danger room was a cocoon for her, now she's a butterfly, she's sort of developed into her final form. I feel like the transformation aspect of her could be more visible on the character, especially with a robot body. I feel like there's more you could do with like exposed mechanics, and like rather than these solid pieces, like sort of make visible the servos and the pieces. Like in an idle animation, you could have things like little bits of her body sort of shifting or swapping place and things like that to sort of emphasize the idea of her body as this adaptable morphing thing.
Moving to the rear.
Like, it's not that it doesn't work or whatever, but like when she has stuff like the arm blades
Kinetic energy.
that come out, like the arm blades just aren't in evidence in her body otherwise. I don't see like a slot on the back of her arms that they sort of pop out of. They just sort of morph out of her. And I would like if there was a little bit more of that mechanical fucking Colossus. Just muscle posing in the background. I would kind of like it if there was more of a visible sort of morphing mechanical nature to her. That you can kind of see that her body is constantly reconfiguring itself. Again, there's that question of visual clarity. Can you do that without making the character too busy or making them difficult to read in a fighting game? I don't know. But that, from a character design perspective, is like, I would like that transformation aspect. That impermanence, that she constantly reconfigures herself to fit the situation. I would like that to be more in evidence, and I kind of don't think it is. She looks too solid and stable. Where it feels like she should be either more mechanical and, like, changeable.
Initiating combination attack.
Get away!
Your imminent surrender is
That does fuck, I will say.
Destruction protocol successful. Prepare yourself. Offensive output. Maximum strength.
But yeah, I would like the transformational elements to be more present in her character design. But that's like the main thing I really have for Danger. Like, I like the animation a lot. I like what they're doing with her posture. I guess the other thing is she's kind of drab, right? Like, which again, part of the point of her being drab, I think, is to highlight when she does some shit like this, right? Like when she suddenly spawns like a laser gun or whatever. Does that combo naturally?
Getting started.
Okay, so much for the X-Men. Let's go to Asgard. I guess Thor will show up at some point. Hey, Spidey. Okay, so this is... Oh, shit, he's got the web shooters. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay, so this is a suit that's kind of in the mold of Rivals as well for Spidey. Which, like, I think the Spider-Man suit in Rivals takes after the Spectacular Spider-Man suit the most, which is like a Ben Reilly suit, to my memory. And, like, one of the criticisms I have of the Rivals suit for Spider-Man is there is this impulse, it feels like, in the video games to make Spider-Man's suit more complicated kind of just for the sake of it. Like, to add a whole bunch of, like, okay, he's got the suit, like, because Spider-Man's suit is already visually pretty complex, right? Like, he's got the blue, he's got the, like, the red that interweave, and then he's got, like, the spider web things and the eyes and things. It's already a suit that has, like, a lot of stuff going on visually. And it kind of does feel like in the video games, the suits have had a tendency towards trying to... Oh, we gotta add a bunch more shit on top of this, right? Like, that happened in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, and it happened in Rivals, and Tōkon is doing it as well, where they're really, like, oh, we have to add more complexity to the suit and make it more, like, more striking or more, like, whatever. And so what they've done here is they've added these... I don't know what these are about. Why they've highlighted his biceps in white, I don't really understand. And they've added, like, a lot of... Yeah, not quite in the same way that Rivals has, but they've added a whole bunch of stuff. Like, the knuckles, I think, kind of makes sense for Spider-Man. It makes sense they would add some padding to his knuckles because he is the punch boy, and I really like that he has his web shooters. I'm very pleased with that. That's one of my criticisms of the Rivals suit, is, like, I like it best when Spidey is, to some extent, a gadget hero. Right? He makes his own stuff. He makes his own little things. He makes his own web shooters. He makes the fluid. Like, he makes all of that stuff. And it's part of, like, his intellect, right? Like, it's part of the Peter Parker thing. Besides the powers, Spider-Man is also about Peter's ability to think through a problem, right? And I think the web shooters as a character design piece are, like, emblematic of that. They tell the story of Peter as, like, a problem solver, as a thinker. So I'm very happy that he's got the web shooters. I'm pleased with that. That does make me happy as a Spider-Man fan. But the complexity, like with the blue gloves and then the fucking... Okay, so his forearm has this blue thing on it, and then his bicep is highlighted in white, and then, like, just... If you don't have, like, a very specific aesthetic idea for the suit, then don't mess with it. Don't change it. It feels so unmotivated. It feels so, well, we have to do something. We have to do something with it. Because, like... If you were gonna do something with Spider-Man, that's the point when I would have gone, okay, like, why not look at fucking... Let me see if I can find it. Because, like, Spider-Man had a tokusatsu show, right? Where he was mostly just wearing, like, spandex. Like, he was just wearing kind of a standard Spider-Man costume in that show. But, like, there were things from the tokusatsu show where he had, like, the spider bot. He had, like, a huge transforming robot that he used. And, like, if you were gonna make changes to it, like, I would go, okay, like, could we draw something from that, maybe? Like, from the specifically Japanese version of Spider-Man from, like, the 1960s, which, by the way, the Spider-Man show, this is another thing about Spider-Man's history. I believe the Spider-Man tokusatsu show was one of the things that created the tokusatsu genre on Japanese television. Like, it was one of the first really big ones, and a lot of the tropes and, like along with, I think, Kamen Rider, but the Spider-Man show was, like, one of the big ones that, like, really created that specific tradition in children's television of, like, the masked hero thing with a henshin transformation and shit like that. I think a lot of that came from Spider-Man. If I'm not missing my guess, correct me in the comments if I'm getting this wrong. So, like, and again, that's where I feel like, okay, so pull from that. Like, pull something from that version of Spider-Man if you want to make changes. If he has to look different, rather than just adding bullshit to his suit, sort of because we want to add some bullshit to his suit. And it is a difficult thing. Like, Spider-Man is a difficult character in that sense because his base design is so iconic and so foundational to Marvel Comics, to everything that Marvel is about, that it's like, what do you do with it? Like, if you make any change at all, it's gonna read as, like, extreme. It like, people are gonna notice it. But if you don't make any changes, it feels lazy. So, like, you are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with Spider-Man, where it's like, we have to do something. But, like, what do you do with Spider-Man's iconic suit? It's like trying to redesign Superman, right? Like, it's a little bit on that level. Iron Man, right? You can always change Iron Man as much as you want, because that's the point of Tony, right? Like, that's the point of Iron Man, is the suit changes all the time. That's the whole point of the character. So you can do whatever the fuck you want. Spider-Man, it's more like, fuck, but he has to be Spider-Man, though. But we have to do something, and that's when you end up with stuff like this, I think, where it's like, we're gonna slap a bunch of random bullshit on the suit. So because but none of it feels to me motivated by any specific need, which is like, and I never get excited by that. Hey, Kamala. I'm excited to see her animation, because her animation should be weird. And I like what she looks like already. Because Kamala Khan should always be physically a little bit weird. Like, she should be a little bit One Piece with it. She should be a little bit, and they're doing that here. Like, they are already fucking with her proportions in some funny ways. Because, like, her whole thing is about, like, changing her body and, like, growing and slimming down and stretching and shit like that. And I like that that's in evidence. That's the same thing I like about Mr. Fantastic in Marvel Rivals, right? Like, in Rivals, one of the things I love about Mr. Fantastic is that the animation makes such a point out of making him weird, right? Like, when he's just standing still, he looks like your standard, respectable 1950s, like, 1960s comics patriarch guy, right? Like, with the streaks of white in his hair, and he's like, yes, I am Mr. Fantastic, I'm respectable scientist. And then he does anything, and it's like, you catch these little things of like, arms aren't supposed to bend like that. Oh my god, he just whipped them around like spaghetti. What the fuck is going on? I liked the weirdness. I like the weirdness of a character whose power is to morph their body. You should be willing to play with that uncanniness and strangeness in their character design as well. And I'm very pleased that they didn't make Miss Marvel into a cute anime girl. Just like, that they didn't just turn her into a cute little anime girl whose arms get big a little bit. But, like, no. She looks weird at a baseline, right? Kamala Khan, she just looks weird because her powers are weird. And she has the cute anime face and all of that, but that's contrasted, right? Like, that plays against the strangeness of her proportion. And you can see how the costume is being used to play it up, right? Like, she's not really morphing the shape of her arms, but because she has these weird sleeves and shit, it does look like she's, like, puffed up, or like that there's something off about her proportions. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that they're playing with the weirdness of it. Meanwhile, Star-Lord, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you in Rivals? Why are you anywhere? Does anyone like Star-Lord? I don't think anyone likes Star-Lord. Why does anyone like Star-Lord? I'm sorry, I'm a hater. I'm a Star-Lord hater. It's a little flaw in me as a person. I just don't fuck with him. I just don't fuck with Peter Quill that much. And it's not entirely because of Chris Pratt, but it's at least partly because of Chris Pratt. But okay, like, my first impression of Star-Lord here is correct. He's a douchebag. Like, that's what he looks like. He looks like kind of a douche. He looks like kind of a smug, arrogant, annoying asshole, to an extent. Not necessarily evil, but he looks like a bit... He looks like a bit of a prick. He looks a little bit annoying. And that's correct. I like that well enough. They're not doing anything super unique with his design by the looks of it here. We'll see once we get into game with him. It is mostly like the standard, the trench coat and the guns and like the spacesuit thing that they're doing with him by the looks of it. I think the main thing about him is they give him that, like, the side shave and then that really big pompadour, which, like, that's fucking, Hane. Even the Hane, some, cockatoo, no, not cockatoo, fucking male rooster. That's rooster shit, right? Like, that's like show off, that's peacocking, right? Like, and I like that as an aspect of a character design to sort of instantly get across the impression of, like, oh yeah, this guy likes to be seen, this guy likes to preen, he likes to be visible, he likes to... So, like, as a visible representation of him being a bit, like... And I think I've seen some voice clips of him where it's like, the version of him they're playing here is the version where he's, like, kind of a stuck-up asshole, arrogant little bit of a dick, not evil, but, like, a little bit of, like, a little bit tedious in that way. So I guess that works. And then Penny is here. With a much better character design than Marvel Rivals did. Oh boy. Marvel Rivals, like, and I talked about this in my video on it, they have her in the plug suit, right? And the plug suit is something that Penny wears in the comics, right? Because she is Evangelion inspired. Like, she's inspired from Neon Genesis Evangelion up to and including the plug suit. But if you look at what Penny looks like in the comics when she's wearing the plug suit, it's like, yeah, but it's a boiler suit. Like, it's a suit that she's wearing that, like, sits out on top of her body. And it's like, and it's not really... It's not doing the Evangelion thing where it's completely skin tight, like hugging every fold of her figure and her ass cheeks and her tits, and like, it's not doing that, right? That's not doing that in the comics. But Marvel Rivals, oh boy, they made that suit tight on her body with the boob cups and everything, to the point that it's like, she looks young for that, man. She's technically 18, but that's the thing of, like, when you have to say, oh, no, it's okay, she's technically legal. That's the point when it kind of gets like, maybe don't do that. Maybe reconsider what you're doing. If you have to go, it's okay, she's technically legal, then something's gone wrong somewhere. And it's like, she looks too young for it, and it just comes off kind of gross and weird, and I don't like it. Marvel Rivals, take a hint out of the fucking Book of Tōkon, because Tōkon understands that most of the time in the comics, Penny is just wearing her fucking school outfit. And you can just do that. You can just have her be wearing, like, her school outfit with, like, a big chunky hoodie to sort of give sort of the shape impression of a dress almost. And she looks like a cool fucking anime teenager, and it's fine. It's, oh boy. I like this. I like this a lot. This feels like, because Penny in the comics is... I don't know how far along they've gotten in terms of timeline, but she starts out at, like, being 14-ish, and then I think she's, like, gets to be 16 at one point. And that's, like, her age group. It's like she's supposed to be a school-aged teenager, because she's Spider-Man, right? That's something, like, where Peter has progressed. Like, Peter, because he's been around for, like, 40 years at this point, 60 years, Jesus Christ, fucking hell. Peter's been around for 60 years, so he has progressed to the point that he's gone through, like, all the stages of life, right? He's been an adult, he has been married, he has had children, he's been the CEO of a company. He's, like, gone through all this shit. But Spider-Man at a baseline, and this is the baseline they keep returning to over and over and over again, is whenever they reboot him, whenever they're doing a new Spider-Man TV show or whatever, he's a teenager in high school, right? Because a big part of the sort of fundamental, foundational myth of Spider-Man, like, the idea of Spider-Man is you are a teenager, you're trying to become an adult, you're trying to figure out what it means to be a responsible adult in the world. With great power comes great responsibility, and he has to make these sacrifices all the time. Peter has to sacrifice what he wants, what would be best for him, for the sake of doing what's right by other people. Like that's the core of the character, is that constant struggle with sacrifice, specifically as it relates to like a coming of age process, right? Like, and that still works when you transpose that into, like, for example, a Peter who's a father or a husband, right? Like, who's struggling to keep up his marriage and things. That still works, but the baseline of it is still this teenage thing. It's this thing about being a kid, being a teenager, trying to figure out who you are, right? That's what made Across the Spider-Verse so fucking great with Miles, right? Like, because that's very much, for Miles, it's... He's kind of being used as an opportunity to go back to those teenage things and replay those while Peter gets to be an adult on the sidelines of that. Where it is that thing of, like, being Spider-Man costs you something, right? It's wonderful, but it costs you something, and it's like it interferes with your daily life. It interferes with the normality of your existence, and I like that they're going that way with Penny as well. Like, she's a teenager, she's in school, right? And because they're doing the Evangelion thing, because they're doing the sort of high school anime style thing with the robots and shit like that, they can play it a little bit differently, but she's supposed to be a kid. Like, I think somewhere at the core of Spider-Man as a character, Spider-Man is supposed to be just a little young, right? Various degrees, sometimes more of a child, sometimes more of a young adult kind of thing, but he's supposed to be a little young, and he's supposed to be always struggling to find his feet a little bit. There's supposed to be that core of, like, doubt and uncertainty which is, like, the core thing that Spider-Man is always wrestling with, and that works better when the character is like a teenager or a kid. It just does. So I like that she's a kid. Oh, there goes my controller. Disconnecting. I like that. I think the hoodie is maybe a little boring. Ultimately, like, in-game, she's presumably going to be in the mech, so it's not like it matters that much. But I do think maybe the hoodie could use a little bit of something. Like, I get the point is that it's a school uniform, and therefore it's supposed to be kind of boring. They could maybe, like, a little Spider-Man patch or something that she's sewn onto it, a little customization, a little evidence of her personality kind of thing. They could maybe do a little bit of something to make the hoodie a little bit more interesting visually, give it a little bit more of her personal touch for her, but fair enough. I'm more curious to see what the robot looks like in-game, actually.
Spider-Man, Ms. Marvel, Star-Lord, Eddie Parker. Get ready. Captain America, Black Panther. Get ready. Our next matchup in the Challenge of the Champion tournament is led by Spider-Man. This team's got some serious power. Enter the Amazing Guardians! Led by Captain America.
Getting my controller back online. There we go. School uniforms are kind of supposed to erase personality by design. Yes, and that is, like, again, that's a fair point. Okay, Spider-Man, you must have a web swing, right? No, an air dash? Aw, come on. Come on, he has to be able to swing. Hey, a gadget. Cool. Hang on, I need to find this. He must have a swing. He must have a web swing. He has to have one. Web shot, Spidey sense. Oh, cool. A counter. Okay, he has a web zip, at least. He has a web hang? Okay, good. I would be very disappointed if he didn't have, like, There we go. That's what I like to see. Good. disrespectful, Spidey. Yeah! Marvel vs. Capcom.
Responsibility, Cap. But here's my power. What are you thinking?
That felt very like his super from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Delivery. My spider skills include this and this and this and this. Oh, and also, don't forget this. Hold still, please. Hey, you know all about power and responsibility, Cap. But here's my power.
Okay, let's see his ultimate.
Let's go. I'm famously responsible for your bruises.
Yeah! Big web swing. Nice. Okay. But yeah, like I talked about, with Spidey here, I'm not a fan of just like
What's wrong?
all the random shit that they sort of just slap on the suit, all the detail and the greebling and shit. I'm really not a fan of the shoes. Why? What are those, Peter? Peter, what are those? What are those? Why are those, Peter?
Still, Cap?
Peter, I know you're an awkward loser nerd a little bit, but what are those? Why? What have you done? Oh no. This is a personal thing. This is a personal preference. I don't really like the sneakers that they keep putting in Spider-Man suits. Like, I don't like that they have these sort of shrink-wrapped sneakers that he keeps wearing. Like, I think it works for Miles, because, like, sneaker culture is, like, that's a thing that, like, means something. But for Peter specifically, it's because I came up in the 90s, right? Like, I read comics, Spider-Man comics in the 90s, back when Todd McFarlane was drawing them, and the convention back then was that he was wearing... Like, he wasn't wearing shoes. He was wearing, like, a suit that wrapped tight around his feet, so he would have these, like, wedge feet and shit like that. And for me, in my brain, that makes more sense when he's walking on walls. That, like, he kind of has to... He can have a suit over it, but he kind of has to touch the wall with his foot, and there can't be, like, 2 inches of rubber between his feet and the thing. And I know that his powers are, like, electromagnetic... interference something with a suit. Like, they have some kind of bullshit comic explanation for how he's able to do it. I just intuitively I just don't like the sneakers. I don't like sneakers on Spider-Man. It's just I feel like they look wrong. It doesn't work for me, and but that's one thing, right? That's one thing when there's like this, he's wearing the sneakers inside the suit thing, whatever. Sure, whatever. It makes sense in the MCU because Tom Holland has to wear that suit for 8 hours a day or whatever. But this though, like, I need to know we can all agree that the white soles with like the fucking yellow LED lights on the front over top of the spider suit, we can all agree that looks bad, right? Right? I'm not crazy. I can't be crazy. That's not good. That's wrong. You can't do that. No. Bad. That doesn't work. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But that's my main thing with Spider-Man. I think they're doing too much to sort of try and complicate his suit beyond what it needs. Without really... It doesn't feel like it's all pushing towards any specific idea of a suit. And, like, sometimes I feel like the classic, just going with a faithful rendition of the classic suit would just kind of have worked better. I'm very pleased about the web shooters, though. I'm very pleased about that. I kind of like how weird his walk cycle is as well. Right? Like, he walks weird. Like, there's something really weird about the way that he moves. I kind of like that. I kind of like that Peter, because he's not trained, right? Like, Peter has no formal fighting training. He operates entirely on instinct. That's kind of his thing. And he's very agile, and he moves in slightly strange ways. I kind of like that weirdness a little bit, that he looks a little bit awkward in that way.
Wow,
kind of like that. I think that's pretty... Like, the way he carries his torso here especially is, like, odd. How big it is. It's almost like a spider's abdomen against, like, the little... What's it called? The thorax, the little midriff, and then they have the big abdomen on the back of it. It has a little bit of that vibe to it. I kind of dig that. I wonder if that does anything beyond... Oh, okay, I see. Okay, and then you can just ping that immediately. Okay, cool. Let's move on to Kamala. Okay, so in the character selection, they showed her with the big hands all the time. She doesn't have the big hands all the time here. That's fair enough. But she does immediately. Yeah. Yeah, that's the shit I like. Look at that. Look at the return from that. When you do the big punch, the way that she kind of whips her arm around and then it lands back, that's the shit I like to see.
Off you go! Kapow! Bye-bye! Kapow!
What's wrong? Keeping it.
Oh, that rules. Look at that shit. That's fucking great. That's fantastic. I wish I could slow this down so we could really see it in action. That's great.
I'm coming at ya! There you are!
She functionally has a web swing like Spider-Man does.
Coming at ya! Reach!
I'm not done.
There you are! Bye-bye! All right! Okay, follow my lead. Finally, I get to say it. Avengers Assemble!
Too late to surrender now.
Yeah, it's time!
Yeah! Clapped! Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. I love that. That's amazing. Oh, I love her animation. And I like the suit, like we talked about, like the sleeves on her arms does something to sort of bobble up her, like to alter up her proportions a little bit. Kind of the same thing with the leggings that she's wearing, like those odd shapes on it, because it's kind of skin toned. It does make her look a little strange in a way that I quite enjoy.
Check this out! Pretty cool, right? Choppity chop, time for the big moves! Yeah!
Oh yeah!
Told you so!
Oh, that's disrespectful. I like that. That is disrespectful. Just the little flick. That's amazing.
Fun for me!
Donk. And again, when she sizes up like this, right? Like when she inflates herself like that, her proportions are weird. She looks weird, right? She doesn't look well proportioned or correct. She looks kind of inflated. I like that. That's good. She should be weird. Someone on the team, the animators who worked on her, really likes her powers. They really like the weirdness of it. They like that it makes her look strange. I really enjoy that. There's an interesting choice being made here as well with her hair.
Okay, I'll come to
That we're kind of hiding her face a lot, right? Like she has this cape thing that sort of sits up above her chin, and then she has this very heavy hair and the mask that like really covers her face down a lot. Which is like, again, with a lot of, especially anime characters, you would kind of expect the face to be on display because the cute face is like a big part of the appeal of the character. It's a little unusual to hide it this much. Like, I think the mask in turn does do a good job of highlighting her eyes so that they shine through. And like, you can still see her expression and her expressiveness, but like, that's cool. What's over here? Hey, Bifrost! Fighting on the gay bridge. Okay, so that doesn't work in the air. Oh, hey, we can go even further. How far can we go here? Presumably this is the end of it. Yeah, okay. Well, how far can we go in the other direction then? Oh yeah, in her running animation. I didn't even check that. Okay, it's hard to see, but I think in her dash animation they might be puffing up her legs a little bit for it. Like, I think they're doing some squash and stretch there. I can't quite tell. I'm really in love with Kamala's animation, though. Her run is so good. Look at the way she's sprinting. Look how enthusiastic she is about those arm pumps, like the rhythm of it. Do, 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 do.
I'll come to you.
She's very appealing. I really like her. Oh, the Asgard stage is fucking huge, apparently. Can we go further? That's Yggdrasil. Hello. Or Yggdrasil, if you want to pronounce it correctly. Okay, Star-Lord. So we've got the mask on as at a baseline. That's kind of cool. Like, because Star-Lord, I like that the mask makes him look kind of like a robot. Like, the mask dehumanizes him in a way that I think works for his character design a lot of the time. Hi, Penny. Didn't actually mean to swap to you, but it's okay. Indeed.
Who ordered them all? Now you're in my element. Elemental outlaw. Go, go, go! No holding back.
Huh, he never takes the mask off. That's interesting. I was looking for one of his super moves where he, like, takes the mask off or whatever and smirks.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, there we go. There he is. He does it for the ultimate. Fair enough.
This look easy.
Interesting. Okay, I think not having his smug face on display does change the vibe of the character. But I don't think I have that much more to say about Star-Lord. And it's partly a symptom of me being a hater, right? But it's also like, I do like the relative practicality of his outfit, in the sense of he's a spaceman with the big, like, dramatic overcoat, but, like, he's wearing, like, boiler suit pants, right? It's not like he's wearing some kind of fancy suit. It looks like a sort of fairly workman-like, this is some shit that you need in order to, like, be around on a spaceship, kind of practical-esque in the way that it's put together. And I do kind of like that. I like that there is that element of being, as it were, down to earth about him a little bit, in, like, the pants and things like that. Even, like, where the coat is, like, a visible contrast with that. I think that's quite nice. Yeah, just not my kind of character, Star-Lord.
Okay.
And I don't think there's that much to him for me to talk about, but I guess I'll find that out when I do a short about him at some point. Oh yeah, let's see his idols. Do you want to do your idol? Dude, come on. Okay. Oh, shit, cool. Okay. I was wrong. I assumed that Penny would be inside the mech, and it would be it's similar as to Marvel Rivals, where it's like the mech is the thing that's like the main thing on display, and she never really shows up herself. No, she's fucking here. It's just fucking open cockpit season. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so those are random, basically.
What are you thinking?
Does she have any web shooting, though? I kind of want to know. Okay, she has, like, electric webs. But it doesn't look like she has... Oh, she can stick to walls. Only in the corner, though. Okay. Cap, could you get out of the corner for me, please? Thank you. There. Okay, cool. Whoop. Hello. Can you do that out of a jump? Yes, you can. Neat. I wonder if Spider-Man can do that. Hang on, I never checked. He can't. Oh my god, Penny has a wall cling and he doesn't? Fair enough, I guess. And then we go full mecha. Okay, cool. Cool. So the spider mech itself is, again, like, I'm going to continue with the comparison to Rivals because it's just useful. This is not an Evangelion mech, right? Like, the spider mech in Rivals is very, very Evangelion. Like, it fully seems to be modeled after one of the Evas, right? With, like, that very slender waist and, like, the big, like, triangular torso and things like that. This is not that at all, right? This is much more cutesy. This is a little bit more... With how round and big and bulky and chunky it is, it has a little bit of that childishness to it, right? And this feels much more like they're drawing from the version that we see in Spider-Verse, right? Like the Spider-Verse movie, which is also very round, which I don't think is how it usually shows up in the comics, although, again, I don't know, like, the exact developments there. And that's interesting. That's an interesting way to go with it. I quite like the way they animate it, though, because it has this spider-like walk, right? Like, where they have the wheels on the one hand,
What's wrong?
but then, like, it has this multi-leg walk cycle that really does feel spider-like. Like, it really does feel like a spider in the way that it moves.
All right, Penny Parker.
Understood. Star-Lord.
Ms. Marvel, I'm on my way.
I'm running late.
Are you going to enter with a toast in your mouth, Penny? Is that what we're looking at here?
Sorry to keep you waiting. Penny,
Okay, Ms. Marvel.
here I go.
Okay.
Sumo Slam. Look out. Spider's here.
Okay, hit me with the anime reference. We're doing some anime shit here with Penny, I am sure.
Activating another code. Limit break.
Limit break, nice.
Sorry, I really don't like doing this.
You bet. Penny Parker. Leave it to me. Not working.
Rising Spider!
And then when it transforms, like, it gets that much more humanoid aspect to it, right? Because it gets up on 2 legs, 2 arms,
Good, partner.
and becomes, like, more serious mode, but still has a little bit of that silliness that inherently comes from having an orb as the center of its body. And I like that, again, because spiders, like, do have this thing where their abdomen is, like, this big, chunky orb a lot of the time. Especially the web-spinning ones.
Sumo Slam. Look out.
Oh, that's cute. Look at that. When you do the butt stump, look at the way she falls into the cockpit. That's adorable.
I'm not done.
Penny's animation is great as well. The way that it interacts with...
Not working.
Oh, is that a command grab?
Not working. Not working.
Okay, so you have to time it to get the confirm on that. Okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah, like, see, when she does that, Penny is mimicking the move of the spider bot. For, like, the really big one, she usually seems to have some kind of... Yeah, she does the uppercut as well. Along with it.
I'm not done.
What do we have here?
Not working. Not working. All right.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of really appealing animation with Penny and the spider bot, the way they interact. I'm really charmed by this one, though. I'm really charmed by the butt stomp where she kind of falls over herself. Again, really wish I could slow down the animation to see... Is there an accessibility option to do that? I should check. Oh, that's a reset. Okay. I guess not. Hang on. Is there an option... Because I know some training modes would have, like, an option to, like, slow down so you can really practice the frame timings and shit like that. It doesn't look like it. Darn, that would be cool. That would have been cool if you could have slowed down the animation so we could really see it. But oh well. Let's go to nowhere.
Select your characters.
So, which Ghost Rider is this? It's not Johnny Blaze, I know. Is it Robbie Reyes? Oh, cool. Good. Nice. Because Robbie Reyes is the guy with the car, specifically, I remember. And, like, Ghost Riders are... in terms of their lore, are like, I don't know what they are at this point. Because, like, they're supposed to be spirits of vengeance, but maybe they're angels, except maybe they're actually evil demon instead, which are under Mephisto's control, except sometimes maybe they're angelic. And it's like, I think the lore of Ghost Riders has been all the fuck over the place, and I don't really know what the lore status is on Ghost Riders specifically. And it looks like they're going with a relatively simple version of him. Like, the idea with Reyes here is very much... the suit itself is nothing much, right? Like, it's not... there's not really anything to it. It's like a... it's basically a motorcycle suit, which is maybe odd for the fact that he rides in a car. But it's like, it's a big, thick, heavy black and white leather suit. There's not much to it. It's very stark. It's black and white. We've got the bone imagery on it. But the point is that from inside the suit... the Ghost Rider is bursting out, right? Like, the point is that we have these cracks in the form, almost as though he's burning up from the inside out kind of vibe. And that's, like, the main visual conceit. And that works. Like, that's a conceit that Ghost Riders have been using for a very long time. That's a character design that's about the skull, right? Like, it's about the flaming skull. That's the main thing. And the rest of it is, like, that's all exists to support the flaming skull. But it does lead to costumes that aren't necessarily that interesting to look at beyond, like, that central focus point up top, which is fair enough. That's what they are. Then we have Blade as well. Let me try and escape my mouse. Damn it! Let me out! Let me out! Ah, there we go. Wait, couldn't I just move my mouse and then... yeah, okay, cool. I don't need to select them with my mouse. Then we have Blade, who's... again, Rivals is another point of comparison there. Interesting, the design choices with Blade. I kind of want to see him again. It looks like he's kind of dressed like a samurai. In terms of, like, the cut of his coat and, like, the I kind of need to see him in game before I can figure out what the fuck's going on with him. Deadpool, meanwhile, is Deadpool. Like, they seem to have been very careful to just make Deadpool the Deadpool. Deadpool from Deadpool. Like, very little... Like, he's got the Rob Liefeld pouches. He's got the suit. Like, a few things, like the shoulder protection and things like that. But that is the Deadpool from Deadpool with the Deadpool shit. But Deadpool is fun because we'll talk about it once we get into game. But he's like just one big walking fighting game reference. I believe literally everything Deadpool does in the entire game is some kind of reference or a copy, or like he's copying a move, or he's doing a thing, or he's like from other Arxis games, from other fighting games, from all kind. Like, it's literally just an endless cavalcade of references. It's so meta. It's very cool. I don't know 90% of them, so I couldn't tell you, but that's what Deadpool is all about. And then we have Loki. Okay, so they've definitely gone Bishonen for Loki, which is what I would expect them to do, but not quite as much as I thought. They really haven't gone super feminine with him, which is kind of what I was thinking they would probably do. Instead, he's more of an he's more of like a hot anime boyfriend kind of vibe, where I thought they might have gone a little bit more sort of femme with him. Interesting. I wonder if he can transform as part of his moveset. They'll give him a Lady Loki skin at some point, right? I'm sure. Again, there's a contrast there. Marvel Rivals, what they do with Loki, they very deliberately make him very, very tall and slender. Not as slender as I'd like, but like they go with a very, very like willowy, thin, kind of slightly slippery version of him. This version is a bit more thick around the midriff and like sort of gym buff. In that sense, like with a fairly thick neck. There's a little bit of yaoi boyfriend to it here, I think. Which is interesting.
Ghost Rider, Blade, Deadpool, Loki. Get ready.
Oh, they are literally called the Samurai Outriders. Well, fair enough.
Iron Man, Black Panther, Captain America. Get ready. We've got a high-profile match coming up. In the orange corner, with Ghost Rider. At the lead, the Samurai Outriders. In the blue...
So they're literally called the Samurai Outriders. Interesting. Okay, I like that his squat is that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, hey, take your time. I'm just catching up on some emails.
What?
Don't violate at me. Wanted a ride?
Nice.
System stable, mostly.
Oh, okay, so he has a heat gauge. Okay, fair enough. Oh, that's fucks. That fucks. Oh, you see how they really play with the camera there. The way they distort into like that deep, like extended Batmobile-ass fucking long nose focus, that's very cool.
I've got shit to do.
That fucks.
This hurts like hell. You were asking for it. Just take this.
Okay, so using his fire seems to put him into like heat zones, and I guess it buffs the damage as he gets up there. And then, okay, so if you get to the red zone, he just will overheat, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. But so long as you stay out of the red... Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So that just plays more or less the same no matter what you do. Okay.
That was neat. Don't come on, freak freak. Wanted a ride? Here we go. Enough of your shit. Let's kick it into high gear.
That is a very cool super. I like the open mouth, like, lean back as the acceleration takes on. But yeah, you can see in Ghost Rider, it is very much... Like I said, it's a design that's all about the head, right? Like, everything below the neck is like, yeah, it's there, but it's not... None of it is there to catch attention. It's all just there to support the starkness of the burning at the front. And I will say, I like the fucking effects work on Ghost Rider. I like how fast it is. I like that it really looks like it's burning hot. Right? Like, it really looks like it looks like a blaze. That looks really good. Now, let's see that ultimate.
How about some help here?
This is the penance stare, then. Yeah.
You don't mess with me.
That was the penance stare.
Hey, take your time. I'm just catching up on some emails.
Okay, don't think I have that much to say about Reyes here, really. Because, like, they got the main thing right, which is, like, the skull and the flames.
I'm new to this. Is it normal to just stand around?
And they got the chains as well. I was kind of, like, when I saw them walking in the intro, I was kind of hoping that he would have his chains all the time and they would just be, like, dragging along the ground or, like, be in his hand. They didn't do that. He sort of spawns them when he needs them. Which is, like, fair enough. Wow, it's another long stage. That's a long stage. Holy shit. How far can we go here? Does it loop back on itself? Oh, it just loops back on itself. Okay, cool. Neat. Okay.
If you wanna stand still and let me punch you, I'm game.
Okay, he has the attitude. I like that. I like that he kind of glides. Not quite as well as Storm does, but he kind of glides across the ground, right? Like, he has this very smooth... And I do like, on the retreat, the way that his hand is like... His finger is out, like, almost like he's beckoning to follow.
Alright, whatever.
It's time to go to hell.
Shut up, Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Okay, so we have a sword somewhere. Where does he pull that sword from? It just appears? Oh, it's just like he just spawns knives and stuff. Oh, you can fake people out. Okay, cool.
Systems compromised. Backup systems go. Backup systems go.
So he's got some elemental magic stuff going on. So there's a mixture of fighting and magic with him. Okay. I kind of expected him to be a little hornier. I will say, I kind of expected Loki to be a little bit more smug and horny about it. Yeah, that's a personal preference thing that we're running into again.
You really think you can win?
Being transfixed by a god is quite normal.
Yeah, like that. I expect him to be a little bit more like that. I think it's the pants leading into the boots. I think the boots feel quite bulky, and they don't really feel elegant. Like, they don't feel like the elegant shoes of, like, a trickster. Those feel like combat boots, in a sense. And I think that's throwing me off of him a little bit, because I kind of want... We have, like, with the chest, right? Like, we have this deep cut. We have, like, these scales sort of all giving this sort of sensuous texture all the way down. And then we get to the midriff, and the pants are just kind of like, oh, it's just kind of pants with some sort of... I kind of expected a little bit more fanciness to him, especially with, like, his idle animation. This, like, oh, yes,
a god is listening.
I feel like he could be a bit more sexy with it. I feel like he could be a bit more indulgent, a little bit more like dressed in a house coat and like fancy slippers kind of vibe. The boots are kind of throwing me off his character design a little bit. I think it really is the boots. Like, I've been thinking about like what's my problem with Loki? I think it's the boots. I think it's that he's wearing these big chunky boots rather than like some thigh-high, like long fancy shoes or slippers or something like that. I feel like he should be more about like, oh yes, very comfortable, beautiful. Like heels, yeah, fucking Wizard Lizard, you're right. He should be wearing heels. He should be wearing something with high heels on them. Like not necessarily stilettos, but like something that like gives him that posture, like that pushes his pelvis forward like that. Like pumps or something. Yeah, it's the boots. It's the fucking...
Stand still and let me punch you, monkey.
The shoes are insufficiently cunty. That's the problem. I think that is the problem, because I think the rest of the outfit is fine. Like, I think with the low cut and, like, all that scale texture with, like, the serpent thing in there and, like, the gold and all that, that's all fine. It's the boots and maybe the pants a little bit that could do with, like, that feels too chunky. That feels too Thor. Those boots feel way too Thor. I think that's my problem. I think that really is it. I like that his hair is so chaotic, by the way. I like that his hair isn't sleek, that it's like kind of wild, because that's part of Loki, right? Like Loki he has this very affable demeanor and he puts on this very like sleek, slender, but he has that anger inside of him. I like that the hair is a little bit wild because to sort of show that there is that wildness of spirit in him. Yeah, like it really is the fucking shoes. He needs better footwear, Marvel. Is that a dog?
If you're praying, I assure you a god is listening.
Oh, hello. I swear to God, is that... Okay, it's not Leica, it's Cosmo. Okay, fair enough. That's a Marvel character, apparently. I don't know Cosmo, but I'm glad to see him. For a second, I was like, is that fucking Leica? Is that what they're doing? Let's see that ult.
You will not survive.
I like that it's ice magic with him.
How tragic.
I like that it's ice magic with him because he is a frost giant. Yeah, like, look at his posture. Like, all the posture and posing that he has here is, like, he's clearly supposed to be cunty, right? Like, he's clearly supposed to be a little femme, a little, like, very elegant, very sort of... But the boots don't work for that. Those boots are wrong. It's the boots and pants, man. He needs fancier pants, and he needs much nicer shoes.
Yes, I am the god of lies. But for one to wield lies, they must know the truth. And the truth is, you are God.
So I like that Deception is in his kit, because like if you hold the input for this one, he does this little teleport back. I wonder if you can do anything out of that. And I have to imagine he has some iframes that come with this that allows him to like bait out an attack and then punish. Would have to be the idea. I like that this is just him spawning a little knife, like very quick little. That feels very real to Loki. Oh, hey, did I get a buff? I guess I got a buff from using that. Because that wasn't the sword he was using before. Does he swap swords?
My trickery amuses me. But I am also a god of strength and power. And you have ceased to amuse me. Be gone!
No. He just... Okay. But yeah, the level 3 gives him Fire Sword for a bit. That's neat. Good reward for landing it, I suppose. I also feel like the staff could be a little more fancy. Like, it's a very just sort of a basic chunk of gold kind of vibe, right? Like, I feel like that could be a little bit more like with some snakes. Or like the staff could be a serpent. The staff could be like a twirled serpent sort of coiling around itself with a little filigree or some designs on it. I don't know if it's a specific Marvel thing. Like, I don't know if this is a specific artifact from Marvel and it just looks like that. But that feels like, again, they could be a little more fancy with Loki in multiple spaces. Not just the boots, but, like, the boots are the main thing, I think, for me.
There, here, take your time.
Asgard's greatest
Catching up on some emails.
Deadpool!
I will say, one thing that Rivals Deadpool does better than Tōkon's, he's got more ass. Rivals Deadpool has way more ass than Tōkon's. I feel like that's a point to Rivals. And again, I suspect both of these walk cycles are direct references to other fighting games. I don't know what.
If you want to stand still and let me punch you, I'm game.
Yoshimitsu ass. Yoshimitsu. Fully on some Yoshimitsu bullshit. Fair enough. Okay, so they're actually kind of... I kind of expected them to be more... I expected Deadpool's idle animation, especially,
This is proper spectating form.
to be more wild and more silly with it. He's actually he's actually really chill when he's just kind of standing. Again, maybe a reference to something, who knows?
Systems compromised.
You're gonna love this! No more evil deeds!
Again, fully that's a reference to something, but...
Me, myself, and I! Hey, puppy! Enter the Deadpoolverse! The secret of comedy is timing!
And the Ranma pose. I need to see that again.
Deadpool's assembled! Come on, kid! Deadpool Force! Now
Is that zombie pool? Holy shit. And it actually costs him health. Oh my god, he actually takes damage. Oh my god.
Deadpool Force! The secret of comedy is timing!
Yeah, he takes damage from his own level 3. I mean, I do like that. That's good. Deadpool should be a fucking dumb character.
Hey! You should know we got the bigwigs to sign off on all this.
Muda, 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 fuck off! He's voiced by Dio's voice actor in the... Can I switch to the Japanese voice acting, actually? Let me just... I need to go switch to the Japanese voice acting, because we need to hear that.
Online battle setting.
Those are battle settings. Where the fuck are the options? Give me the Japanese voice acting for a second. Where would that be?
Arcade and tutorial.
Did I forget to save the setting?
Now for today.
I think I forgot to save the setting. God damn it. Okay. Can I change it in-game? It doesn't look like it. No, I have to go back to the menu. God damn it. Okay.
Options.
No, it is there. Wait, but if I have set the voice language to Japanese. So why the fuck wasn't I getting Japanese voice lines?
Training.
Is it just because the announcer is always in English? Is that what it is?
Select your characters. Deadpool. Loki. Ghost Rider. Blade. Get ready. Iron Man. Black Panther. Hulk. Captain America. Get ready.
I would have expected the announcer to be Japanese. But okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, cool. Of course he Naruto runs. Muda muda muda. Very good. That's fun. Oh, hang on. Nope, not the... I didn't want to do that. No! I hit quick training and it just loads you directly into a match. I wanted to go back to English voices. There, and then there, and then... there. Okay. Now we can go back to quick training. Wait, hang on. Does Deadpool take over as the announcer? If he's the lead character? Hang on.
Deadpool fans, rejoice! We're live from the Battle Arena. What, you were expecting your usual announcer? Don't worry about them. They just had a little accident. And that's everyone! Let's go, Deadpool fighters!
In the blue corner, with Captain America, here are the Fighting Avengers!
God damn it.
Let's see who's on their side.
Fucking T-posing! Fuck off! Fuck off! Deadpool, you ass. He's so annoying. God damn him. But Deadpool is supposed to be. Like, and with Deadpool, it really is. There's not much reason to change his character design for Tōkon.
Eyes here and off the boat.
Oh, shut up. I'm looking at you, Wade.
Keeping a distance?
Like, there really isn't much reason to make changes to Deadpool for the most part, right? Because his purpose is, like, for one thing, he's very meta.
Eyes here and off the boat.
Yeah, shut up. For the most part, Deadpool is not really a character design that matters in and of itself, right? The way that he's constructed, like, Deadpool was a Deathstroke clone back in the day, right? It's Rob Liefeld looked at Deathstroke over in DC Comics and went, ooh, that's cool, and just kind of ripped him off a little bit. And when Deadpool debuted, he was a somewhat more serious character, right? He made some jokes, he had some snarkiness, but he wasn't really like a fourth wall breaking comedy machine kind of merc with a mouth guy. He was kind of a serious badass kind of character. He was a seriously dangerous like ninja guy with swords. He's got 2 katanas and guns and he kills people, shit. Like, he was a mercenary who tried to kill the X-Men kind of vibe. And he kind of morphed into the comedy goofball that he became over time as they leaned more and more into, like, him being a real fucking snark boy who's always making jokes. Until he eventually became meta-aware. Like, eventually he became an excuse to do a bunch of fourth wall gags and a whole bunch of, like, meta-commentary on the nature of comics and jokes and shit like that. He's also had more serious storylines. But, like, that's something he developed into because his character design began, and his character began, as kind of a nothing, right? Like, a kind of a clone of Deathstroke from DC Comics, and just kind of not really an interesting person, exactly. The only really interesting thing about him was that he was kind of funny, right? That he got kind of funny with it, and that became his whole personality eventually. So, like, for Deadpool, his character design doesn't really matter that much. It's not really that material to his character as such. Like, he's just a guy in a suit, right? Like, who's got the swords, who's got the thing. The fact that it's black and red, I think, matters a little bit, because that's, like, a very stark, sort of silly color scheme. The black eye masks that are sort of very expressive of him, and the little sock, the little tail on the top of his head, those things matter a little bit because they make him a little bit silly. But for the most part, Deadpool's character design isn't really the point of him, right? Like, that's more just a passive vehicle to deliver the thing that Deadpool's character is about, right? And with a comedy character like him, you can design him visually to be comedic, right? Like, you can design him visually to look silly, if you want to, but he doesn't need it, really. Like, it's not really necessary for Pool to look silly in order to deliver the silliness.
What's wrong? Keeping a distance?
And so I kind of like that they've kept Pool's character design, like, basically just, yeah,
Proper spectating for.
probably just, like, it's just Deadpool the way that he is, with the Rob Liefeld pouches that make no sense. And then we take all of the silliness and we put that into, like, his attack animation, which gets kind of silly with it.
Okay. No good.
I do my own stunts.
Like that, for example. The fucking... the fucking split punch, very good.
Tōkon smash. Come on. No backing now. Tōkon smash. Take this. Someone on a bullet hole. All right. Slice and dice. Someone on a bullet hole. Not working. Slice and dice. Jimmy down our top. Jimmy down our top. Kick set. Not working. Someone on a bullet hole. Okay. Three bullets. Trigger happy. Trigger happy. Trigger happy. Trigger happy. Jimmy down our top.
What the fuck is that, Wade?
What's wrong? Dead from above. I'm not done. Dead from above. Getting started. So elegant. Not working. Not working. Dead from above. Okay. Good lady. I'm not done. From above. All right.
Okay, you can't seem to cancel that into anything else, but...
Dead from above. Dead from above. Trigger happy. Hook engine. Crash landing imminent. Get out of here. I'm not done. All on attack. Push head. Free bullets. You're gonna love this. No more evil deeds.
Yeah, it's all references, but it's just Deadpool. It's Deadpool being Deadpool in his most silly mode. Fair enough.
Stand back. Deadpool.
And then there's Blade, who is a samurai now, I guess. Like, yeah, he fully is wearing, like, a coat with that particular cut. Like, the cut of, like, with the...
I can wait.
Yeah, he's a samurai. He's literally... Okay. I don't know... He's even fucking wearing tabi boots. Look, he's got the little separation between the big toe. Huh. Interesting, because, like, Blade is, like...
What's wrong? Keeping
He's
a distance?
British, originally. Once upon a long ago time. And I don't know his storylines. Like, I don't know if he's had, like, a Japan samurai ninja storyline. Like, Wolverine did, so I wouldn't be surprised if Blade did as well. But they're really leaning into that, like, 100%. Even with his animation, like, the way that he handles the blade is, like, very of that vibe. Like, the form of how he does those cuts.
Getting started.
Yeah, okay. Cool, I guess. Hey, we get a buff on the blade for that. Muramasa Moon. Is he actually wielding a Muramasa sword? Because I believe... this is me trying to remember. I believe Muramasa, the swordsmith, is one of the characters in Japanese history that's, like, considered the source of legends about cursed swords that, like, drink people's souls and so on. But he does still have his guns. That was something I was curious about. So Blade, way back when Blade was first created as a character, he did not appear in, like, Marvel Hero comics. He appeared in the horror anthology, or the horror series, Tomb of Dracula. And he was specifically, like, he was an ally of Jonathan Harker, one of the Harkers, like some descendants of the original characters from the Dracula novel, and they were always fighting Dracula all the time. And Blade, the main vampire hunters were all like old British white guys, right? Like all very sort of traditional, and Blade was introduced as a more street level vampire hunter, right? Someone who was like less concerned about tradition and lore and shit like that, and who like went around stabbing vampires, always had a wooden stake on him kind of vibe, right? He was the more practical sort of street level version of a vampire hunter there, and there was always some tension between him and the traditionalists. And then eventually Blade began to transition into being like a main character of his own series and became a part of like the main Marvel universe. But he began in like a horror series as like a British black man, right, whose mother was bitten. The way the Blade was born was his mother was in labor, and I think she was like dying or something, and a vampire found a way in and bit her while she was giving birth to Blade. And so Blade was born half vampire, with the strengths of vampires but none of the weaknesses, and that was sort of like, that was his origin story back then. I think it has changed multiple ways, as most backgrounds and origin stories have at various points.
What's wrong? Keeping a distance?
So it's interesting that like he went from being a British black man specifically into, I think this would be post Wesley Snipes era. I don't know what happened in the comics before that, but certainly with Wesley Snipes in the movies, he became much more associated with like an American like black culture rather than being a British black character. And it's interesting that now we've like gone all the way into making him like a black samurai, like sort of drawing on that particular overlap. Like, because there's a lot of overlap between like samurai cinema in American black culture, I know, and I think that that distinction also goes the other way. I think that like, I believe there is a fascination with it in Japanese culture as well, because Yasuke is like a historical figure that's present in Japanese history, and hip-hop and black culture has been a huge influence on anime for a long time. I'm thinking of Samurai Champloo, right? Like blues and hip-hop and like a lot of things that emerge out of black culture have been vast founts of influence for anime for a very long time. So it's interesting to see them sort of like essentially cast Blade as a samurai character here. He does still have his gun. It's there, but it's not emphasized. And that sort of goes into his character design as well. Because, like, again, with Marvel Rivals, Blade is like a very sort of, he wears a trench coat, he looks very sort of 90s Matrix cool, which was the style that Blade helped define. Like, we think of the black trench coat with the sunglasses and all that, we think of that as Matrix cool, right? Because Matrix was the movie that sort of solidified that. But the Blade movies and Wesley Snipes' performance of Blade was a huge part of that specific aesthetic movement in the 90s as well in movies. That solidified that as like the image of cool. That was also, Blade was a part of that. And here, instead, they're going with this much more sort of Japanese-inspired, sort of traditional-esque version of his coat, without really the black trench coat, without the stakes. I don't think he has his stakes anywhere. I guess maybe they're on his gloves. Without his guns, which are the other thing that are like, he has the gun, right? Like he can fire it, but for the most part, he's using traditional weapons, right? I like that he's got the fangs very visible. Cool. It's a cool character design for him. It definitely takes him out of his normal mode, but it does feel like it's very authentic to Tōkon as a thing. In the same way that, like, changing Tony into, like, a tokusatsu. suit, this does feel very authentic to that. I quite like it. Even if it's definitely not like the kind of blade that we're used to seeing. Does he fly a little bit when he dashes in the air?
Not working.
Okay, so he does have an aerial.
Arrogance gets punished. There you go.
I wonder if that's a stake or if it's a knife. Oh, it's a chakram of some kind. Cool. I like the sword strikes on him. Like, they really... I don't know if this is, like, actual kendo form. I suspect it's probably not. But they look good. Like, the arcs on it look solid. Let's go to the Savage Land. Let's see.
Select your character. Dr. Doom. Magneto. Green Carnage. Get ready. Captain America. Iron Man. Black Panther. Get ready. Our next matchup in the Challenge of the Champion tournament is led by Dr. Doom. This team's got some serious power. Enter the Knights of Doom!
Magneto and Doom doing exactly the same pose.
They're here to try for the trophy. Enter the Fighting of...
So, Doom. I am curious about
To
him.
show fear of doom is true wisdom.
Okay, I'll come to you.
Oh, fuck yeah. He teleports behind you, nothing personnel kid.
Annihilate.
Getting started.
Escape me to your knees. Escape me to your
Okay, so that's like a command grab, I think. I don't know enough about the terminology to be sure. And then you can turn into like a little portal dodge thing.
my wrath. Abandon all. To show fear of doom is true wisdom.
Okay, so Doom is also very standard. Like he's Doom. They have not done that much by the looks of it to change him or to make him different. He's Dr. fucking Doom. And I guess from Doom's perspective, there is nothing that can be done to improve on the perfection of Doom.
Okay, I'll come to you.
I do like that his back, like when he backs away, he doesn't even look. Like when he's walking away from you, he doesn't need to look at you. He doesn't need to know what you're doing. He's not keeping his eye on you. He's just leaving. He's just fucking he's just leaving. I wonder what that makes his block look like. Like, does he block by like without even looking, parrying people's attacks? I guess I could.
I will go.
Yeah, he just leaves.
See the power of doom.
What are you?
Let's see. Training presets. I just want to dodge. I just want to block. Could you attack me, Cap, please? Could you do something? Cap. Cap, make a move. Cap. Cap, would you like to hit me, please? Cap. Anytime, buddy. Anytime you want to actually land a hit. At some point, you have to get closer, Cap. You have to get in range. There we go. Okay. Can I make the computer a little bit more powerful? No?
Brace yourself. Final.
Okay, so the level 1 AI is not very smart.
Freedom charge. Captain, freedom charge.
Yeah, so he parries with...
Soaring justice.
Yeah, cool, thank you. Okay, well, yeah, okay, right, sure.
Soaring justice. Shield shot.
Yes, all right. I just want to block some attacks, man. Okay, well, fair enough. It's my own fault. Yeah, so he parries by just like putting up a magic barrier. I was hoping he was kind of going to do a no look thing, but he does turn around to do it. Which is fair enough. Like, that makes sense. Let's see the ult. Let's start there. He's Doom. He's probably got a cool one.
Your pain is Doom's gift. You're mine, you can't run.
Okay, cool. This is my super. I shoot you with a gun. just pull a gun and shoot him. Oh, that shouldn't be that funny, but it is. Just, like, dramatically pulls out a gun and shoots it. It's a magic gun, I'm sure. I'm sure it's a powerful super gun or whatever, but it's still funny.
Hope is alive. Know the truth. There is only doom.
This does make me wonder. I feel like... Hang on. Okay, so he has Super, Ultimate, and Tōkon Assemble. So there isn't like a level 2 or whatever. Fair enough.
Okay. I'm not done.
Annihilate. Abandon all. Annihilate. Now I'm not despair.
Not working.
Struggle. It won't end. This is beyond you. Now fall. What impudence! Perish! Annihilate! Now fall! Annihilate!
Okay, so you can only call down the orbital laser from here.
I'm not done.
On the ground.
Okay.
But yeah, it's Doom. I don't know what there is to say about it. I do like that in the...
Petulant weakling! Hope is alive.
Like, you can see inside of the armor, and you can see that his skin is fucked up, right? Like, that Doom does have the... He has the injury, right? Like, he has the scarring and the damage that he's ashamed of, which is, like, the core of why he wears a mask in the first place. And it does look like it's pretty nasty in there.
Okay, I'll come to you.
Out of the way.
Speaking of, someone said in chat that they wanted to hear different audio. Can I change the... Can I change the music that's playing while I'm doing it? Or do I have to go back to character select to do that?
characters: Green Goblin, Magneto, Doctor Doom.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look at them here, by the way. I do like the detail that they've got, like the engravings and like the clearly fine workmanship on Doom's armor. I think that does work well for him. Okay, that's kind of cool. And this is an old version of Eric as well. Like, this is old Magneto, visibly quite old. Which, like, that is the classic version of him, but, like, I do believe he's gotten older and older over time at a baseline, which makes sense, because, like, his character backstory is very much tied to World War II, and it's not going to be that long until they're going to have some kind of Captain America frozen in time kind of narrative to make that make sense for him anymore. So this is classic Magneto, right? Like, this is Magneto comics version. I don't know that they've changed very much about him from the comics outside of making him older. But it does look like he's wearing more of a suit of armor here. Like, I think in the comics, classically, he's wearing, like, a bodysuit, like a spandex, like superheroes usually are. This does feel more like he's wearing a padded armored suit, like he's got this chest armor and things like that. So that does feel a little bit more like he is wearing protective armor. Like, he's still ripped to the gills, obviously. But it does feel a little bit more like an armored suit, which, again, I don't know if that's been standard in the comics as well. The Goblin is another one of those character designs they really made some changes for Tōkon to make a very specific version of him. Because, like, the Goblin has been... Classically in the comics, the Goblin is a mask, right? Like, the Goblin is a costume that Norman Osborn puts on in order to fly around and be Spider-Man's nemesis. This feels like they're taking more of a... I mean, it might still be a mask. We saw Norman Osborn on a screen in the intro, so I guess he can still turn back if he wants to. But this character design, the way that he's designed and put together, feels much more like it's a transformation here. Goblin is Spider-Man Nemesis number 2 after Doc Ock. I would say, given that he's the one who killed Gwen Stacy, the Green Goblin has had the position as Spider-Man's main nemesis for a long time. I don't know if that's changed in the aftermath of, like, Superior Spider-Man and things like that, but the Goblin is, like, classically speaking, Spider-Man's greatest enemy. Because he killed Gwen Stacy, and he's one of the oldest ones. He's been around for a very long time. Which Doc Ock has also been, but he's never really been, like, the number one nemesis in that way. Yeah, this feels more like a physical transformation thing. Like, this feels more like he's a monster, right? Like this is literally his physical body, which I'm sure in lore it's a thing of, like, a very complicated mechanical suit or whatever, but it does feel more like we're along the lines of transformation, which the Green Goblin thing has also been a transformation at various points. Like, there are points when it has been a sort of Hulk thing where it's like when Norman Osborn or Harry Osborn are exposed to extreme stress or whatever that triggers the Goblin transformation or etc. But most classically, the Goblin costume is a costume. It's an outfit, right? So this is like a much more monstrous, much more sort of demonic version of the Goblin that we often get to see in the comics, I think. But you can still see that it's a suit. You can still see the joints. You can still see all that shit on top of it. And then there's Carnage. Carnage is interesting because I would have thought for sure, like, Venom is the more popular one, right? Like, Venom is the most popular symbiote by far. He has had all these major storylines, the King in Black and all that shit. Like, he's been a main character on his own in a way that Carnage kind of hasn't. So it's a little bit surprising to see Carnage show up first before anyone else. Although he makes sense for the villain team, right? And Carnage is like... The interesting thing about what Venom is, Venom began as the black suit on Spider-Man, which he got during the first Secret Wars, I think it was, where he was like in space doing space things, and he got this black suit that helped him for a while, and then he comes back to Earth, and eventually they do the storyline about, oh, it's a symbiote suit and it's making him more violent, and then he has to cast it off, and then it hops on to Eddie Brock, who hates Spider-Man, and then we get Venom, right? And Venom was this dark inversion of Spider-Man, right? Like this dark, what if Spider-Man was evil, right? Like what if it's all Spider-Man's worst impulses, all of his most selfish ideas, and it's a monster, right? Like it's this huge, consuming, monstrous, brain-eating, scary thing, right? Like, which is this dark shadow to Peter Parker kind of vibe. And then Venom at some point becomes more of his own character. And eventually because it is the 90s, and because, like, we've got to get more edgy with it, they do this thing where Venom, the symbiote Venom suit, like, spawns multiple little seeds or like casts off little offspring of itself that bond to various people in the Marvel universe, and then the Carnage symbiote, or the symbiote that becomes Carnage, bonds to like a mad serial killer who's in prison called Cletus Cassidy, who's like a real evil turbo psychopath, and then Carnage is born, and Carnage is like, in the same way that Venom was a dark mirror of Peter Parker and like the dark version of Peter Parker, Carnage is essentially like the dark version of Venom. Like what if all the worst impulses of Eddie Brock went completely off the rails and became, so it's like this mirror of a mirror kind of thing. It's a very odd relationship. It's a very strange thing to have a dark mirror of the dark mirror. And, like, Carnage is, like, fully just, like, murder sociopath, just wants to kill and tear people apart and drink blood and be evil for evil's sake, in a way where Venom and Eddie always were more of, like, we want to be the hero, right? Like, we see ourselves as the hero. We want to be good in a way, right? But it's this aggrieved sort of anger at Spider-Man that turns them into Venom. But they become a hero eventually, a dark hero, an anti-hero. But Carnage is never an anti-hero. He's just, like, what if the most evil version of the most evil version of the most evil version of evil? And then that's Carnage. Strange character. And they are really leaning into the fucking symbiote horror of him here, clearly, as well.
Dr. Doom, Magneto, Green Goblin, Carnage.
Okay, so where do I select the music? It's not back in the... Ah, here.
Select your character. Magneto, Dr. Doom.
Of course, that's Deadpool's theme.
Select your characters. Green Goblin, Magneto, Dr. Doom, Carnage. Get ready. Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther, Hulk. Get ready. Now for today's main event. Here's Green Goblin, strutting in, all cool and composed. Here
Really? Goblin composed?
Knights of Doom.
I really love that Magneto and Doom just strike exactly the same pose. Like, literally exactly the same cross-arm. Oh my god. That is kind of funny.
Avengers.
Because the two of them are so similar, but they're also, like,
Who knows what could go down?
they're also natural enemies in some ways.
The bell's just about to ring.
Okay, I'll come to you.
Oh, okay.
Thinking of excuses for why you're gonna lose.
Okay, that kind of fucks. That's a fun theme. That's a walk cycle. Fucking hell, Goblin. Quite slow, too. Are those fucking batarangs, dude? Come on, man. Oh, and then he gets the glider for a while. Okay, cool. But that does seem to limit his moveset somewhat. Okay.
You ready to die? 'Cause I'm ready to kill! And more!
Very Joker with it, yeah. Like someone in chat said Mark Hamill. I don't think necessarily Mark Hamill, but they're definitely going Joker mode with him. He's definitely Jester maxing.
You're looking a little green. Can't keep up. Totally fatty. Not working. Fatty.
Getting started.
Totally fatty.
Not working.
Boom, baby. Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. Goblin time. Boom, baby. That's my girl.
Not working. Getting started.
Go get him. That's the stuff. Goblin time. Boom, baby.
Yeah, so with Goblin, they're doing definitely more of the... like, leaning into the animalistic aspect of him, right? Like, the sort of wild, demonic, devilish vibe for him. Like, that fucking walk cycle, would you look at that? Like, yeah, ow, 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 ow.
What are you thinking?
Right? It is a very Goblin-ass run. Interesting. Yeah, he's a little silly with it. He's a goblin in it. It's interesting. I'm trying to parse, because, like, on the one hand, you could read, especially since it's all in way up and down his thighs, you could read the chainmail as his skin, right? Like, you could read as, like, physical transformation. It's that tension, right? Like, that thing I talked about, how it feels like they're sort of leaning more into the goblin as a physical transformation. And you can kind of see that all along his character design, right? Like, he's got these bits and parts of him that almost seem to be torn off, right? That interrupt each other along the way. Right? Things that turn into other things. And, like, on the one hand, it's clearly a suit, right? On the one hand, you can see the joints, you can see the construction of it. On the other hand, there's this very biological aspect to it that makes it a little bit hard to tell. It's an interesting vibe to go with for it. Because it sort of, thematically with the goblin, it sort of casts doubt, right? It sort of plays into that idea of, like, is it a man, or is the mask a costume, or is that actually just who Norman Osborn really is? And I guess that's what they're doing with the costume, is they're really playing in that space of, like, yeah, it could be a costume, but it also almost looks like it is actually what his body is like, especially with, like, the mask and everything. Okay, you can't jump onto the glider. Yeah, I don't think I have that much to say about his costuming specifically outside of that. Like, I like that they're playing in that space. I like that they're playing with the ambiguity between costume and just the person. I quite like the hood and cape as well. Like, that's always been a part of his outfit. I do like how long and ragged and, like, expressive the hood is in terms of, like, lengthening his head. You can see how the hood kind of continues that long nose, long chin, long everything. And they really play up the cape as, like, almost a pair of leathery wings for him, right? Very creature-coded. Yeah, interesting. Hey, Maggie, let's have a look at you. Okay, he does the storm thing. He also does not walk on the ground. Not quite as cunty. Storm does it better still. But that's also appropriate for Magneto. And, of course, he can fly, as you would expect. But, yeah, like I talked about, it feels much more like he's wearing, like, a padded armored suit, right? It feels much more like he's wearing, like, armor and, like, it's a... rather than being just a skin-tight suit over his natural muscle. And, like, it's always been...
What are you thinking?
Magneto's character design has always been shredded like this, when you go back and look at the comics, right? And it's probably partly to contrast Magneto as, like, someone who's, like, physically potent and very physically powerful versus Xavier, like Charles Xavier, who's always in a wheelchair, who's always a little bit physically weak, right, and vulnerable in that way. I think that's part of the point of why they designed him like this originally. I've always sort of been of the opinion of, like, I like Ian McKellen as Magneto better, as this, like, thin, spindly, really kind of weak-looking old man, but all of his power is in his mind, right? He's the master of magnetism. He manipulates the world around him. He makes other things move by sheer force of will, like that telepathy, telekinesis thing. And that his power is not really expressed physically in his body, but it's expressed in his bearing, in his control of his environment. I think the muscularity and the gym-ripped, like, super bulky superhero physique, I've always found that really unnecessary for Magneto. Perhaps in part because I have negative memories of Onslaught. Fucking hell, that was a time.
When Magneto calls, the heavens answer.
I don't think that was the heavens, Maggie. I think that was a lot of scrap metal. Those aren't the heavens, but, you know.
You have nowhere left to run. Withstand this.
Oh, cool.
Not working.
So you can charge that and then... Oh, interesting.
Getting started.
Is it a grab? It is. Okay.
I'm not done. You cannot escape. Getting started. I warned you. I'm your master now. I'm not done. You cannot resist. You cannot escape. I'm not done.
Let's see the level 3.
I fight for mutant kind, and I shall save my people. For there is no cost that is too great.
Great! I hear you, fucking James Arnold Taylor.
Together we will overcome. Continue the plan to me.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, fucking hell. He fucking uses a sentinel. Okay, that's fucks. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. He uses a fucking sentinel. I do also like, and again, this is a thing about like characterization that there are things there in terms of how like design in fighting games. I do wish that more of his powers were using magnetism. And again, talking about the muscularity, right? Because it's a fighting game, because he does kind of need to be physically confronting people, and needs to be punching people in the face a little bit for the game. Again, it makes sense that they chose, like, the muscular character design for Magneto here, so that he can do this shit and it looks like it actually would hurt, right? Like, it doesn't look like an old man slapping at people. It makes sense that they would choose, like, a... Yeah, I do like that pretty much all of his finishers, like everything that finishes a combo, and like the moment you're in a combo with him, like the metal comes out, right? Like, that's when, like, that's immediately his powers become the thing. It's just intuitively, I have this thing where I wish... where I wish his character design didn't rely so much on just being, like, physically buff and, like, shredded for his menace. Because I remember the Ian McKellen version very fondly, and I think that version of him deployed the menace of his powers much more than just the menace of his body and his physicality. Now, Carnage. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a good idle animation for Carnage. You see how much his body fucking changes in his idle animation? Just how much it, like, bulges and, like, how unnaturally thin his waist is. Very slutty of him. And, like, really, that's good. I like that. Oh, he drools. Oh, there's a special kind of monster fucker who's gonna have a field day with Carnage here.
I'll come to you.
Oh, yeah. That's a good run for him, too. Just with the slobber all over the place. Yeah. And, like, the little trailing bits of the symbiote sort of hanging off of him as he goes as well.
What's wrong? Keeping a distance?
Again, I feel like comparing with Venom, not much cake on Carnage here. Look at that. That ass is flat as a fucking board. Barely exists. And I feel like when he has thighs that are that thick and, like, bulging, like, come on. You could put a little cake on that. You could put a little ass on it as well. Like, that feels weird that his cheeks are, like, the only thing about him that isn't, like, bulging and inflated. Come on. That's not a real criticism, that's just me being a little funny. Very, very mildly, but still. Okay, let's see the supers and ultimates. Yuck. I like the transformation there. Oh, hello, Omega Red. That is fully... That's one of Omega Red's supers from Marvel vs. Capcom, right? Like, that fully is what that is. And he can spawn tentacles and everything, too. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Yep. Good. Like, I think Carnage is one of those characters, like, because he's so... Like, he's so libidinal, right? He's so libidinal, he's so much about, like, seeking his own immediate pleasure, I think he's a good character to get horny with in the design of him, like in the way that he's put together. Like, he's a good character to sort of emphasize penetration and constriction and something like that, for example, like that slow walk. Like, bringing a little bit of the horniness into it. Like, horror and eroticism have always had a lot of overlap, right? Like, it's like a horror director will, like, come up with something that's absolutely fucking horrifying for a movie, and then a smut artist will look at that and go, ooh, that gives me an idea for some porn. Like, there's always been that relationship between those things, and Carnage is, like, a place where you can play with that. Worship me! Like, the example of, like, the connection between, like, horror and horny is the Alien movies, right? Like, is, like, the way that, like, the face huggers and the alien and all that penetration imagery and all that shit became so heavily sexualized so quickly in pop culture and sort of the aftermath of it. And I think Carnage is a good place to go with that. Same thing with Venom to a certain extent, because Venom is so much about that tongue, right? Like, you can play with, definitely with horniness in characters like this. Okay, so that only really goes one way.
This is mine. You can't run.
How far away does that work from? Oh, across the screen. Fair enough. Cool. Okay, interesting. I quite like Carnage. Like, Carnage, I'm not super familiar with all of his character designs over the course of his history, but this does feel like something that's very specific to Tōkon. Like, I know he has been bizarre. He has been kind of alien-like before. He's been, like, monstrous.
Let me build up a nice big appetite.
But I don't know that he's ever had, like, a hip bowl that sort of extends beyond the shape of his body like that before. I don't know that he's had, like, this huge animalistic neck, almost like he's a fucking leopard seal. Like, this does feel like they've come up with some extreme distortions for him specifically for Tōkon. It's also interesting that he's always on his toes. Like, he essentially walks like he's wearing high heels, right? Which is interesting. I feel like they could have given him high heels. They could have given him, like, symbiote spikes that work as high heels for him. I think the point here is to make him more digitigrade, like essentially make him walk in a more animalistic way. But again, leaning in, you could have lent into a little bit more into the slightly horny aspect of, like, giving him stiletto heels and playing with that, but no, that's not a real criticism necessarily.
Never hurt anyone except for you.
Yeah, cool. And I think that's pretty much Marvel Tōkon. I need to find a way to see the skins, because I know there are some. Like, they've got a bunch of pre-order bonus skins and shit like that, which I don't know if I want to buy them. You know what? Actually, yeah. Why not? I can write it off on my taxes as a business expense because I'm making a video out of it. Let's see. But only if the skins are actually worth paying for. Let me just see. I've got them here on Steam. I'm trying to take a look at them. Okay, actually, those might be worth taking a look at. Hang on. I can buy an upgrade to the Ultimate Edition, right? Yeah. How expensive is it? 15 euros. Okay, I can justify that expense for this. Presumably going to have to relaunch it in order to get to see them, but I do want to see those goddamn skins. This is going to take a second, and I'm not going to edit this video. So you're just going to have to sit there. I will say, I don't recommend that anyone pay for Ultimate Editions of anything ever. I can do this because it's my job, but you probably shouldn't bother. Unless you're really, really into these skins, but I suspect they'll be available for, like, individual sale at some later point. Now, I probably need to quit Tōkon in order to let it download and install. And then we can run it again, and then we should be able to get a look at the skins. Because there were some interesting ones. I was looking over it in Steam, and there were some that were worth taking a look at, I think. I'm looking at my Steam, by the way. 4.5 hours of playtime in Marvel Tōkon, it says. I haven't played a single match. 3.5 hours on this video, and then like 1 hour just on setting it up and messing with the settings before I started recording.
Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls.
Now, let's see.
Arcade and tutorial.
I'll just jump into quick training and then go to character select, I think, is the fastest way to get there. Oh, hey, it remembers my teams, even after closing the game. Let's see. No new stages in that pack, but... here we go. There's the classic cap. And then, oh, that's like a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 kind of shader on it. Interesting. Yeah, so we have the classic Captain America, which is like much more Marvel vs. Capcom in its expression. It's not the cap with the chainmail armor on it, clearly. But it is like the very classic hero costume. Here you can really see the difference, right? Like you can really see the difference in expression of this is like a stage costume, right? Like this is a little bit campy, a little bit cheesy. It's like a cloth costume that a guy just wears in order to look like the embodiment of, you know, freedom, America, burger, hamburger, fries, etc. And then this is much more like, yeah, it's still cartoonish in the sense of the color scheme being red, white, and blue, but it's much more along the lines of like, not practical, but it has much more of a practical sensibility, much more of like this is gear that a man would need in order to achieve some kind of objective or whatever. Like, it's a motorcycle helmet, it's a big jacket that's supposed to keep you warm, it's body armor, Kevlar, bulletproof, whatever.
Iron Man.
And then we get the shading as well, yeah. That's a much more... That's an Iron Man a la the... That feels like the Iron Man I remember from the cartoon in the 90s. Like, that's much more of the Iron Man from... Was that a 90s Iron Man, or was that, like, it's certainly 60s. He had that square-ish, like, the square mouth with, like, the square eyepieces. That's definitely present in the 60s. I think the rest of the outfit looks a little bit more 90s onwards. But this was back when, like, that's something that's interesting about the history of Iron Man, right? Like, he began his life as a gray suit. Like, the gray suit, if you watch the MCU first Iron Man movie, like, that was sort of his first, the first Iron Man suit was like a big, chunky tin can robot kind of vibe. Was like the very early Iron Man. And then eventually it developed into more of, like, it has always followed sort of the contemporary idea of robots, right? Like, what was a robot, culturally speaking, in the 1960s? Well, it was kind of a tin can man. It was kind of this, right? Like, it was kind of this big, chunky, like, heavily machined shapes and shit like that, that sort of could resolve into a suit. And then you look at modern Iron Man suits. Then you look at what they are like with all the sliding bits and pieces and animation, like all this complicated machinery and all of these like servos and shit like that. That's very much a development as the cultural idea of what a robot or an android looks like has developed. You get these changes. Does he have a War Machine paint job? I guess kind of that one, but not really. Huh. I remember that one. I've seen that colorway for him before. Somewhere. Interesting.
Black Panther.
No costume for Panther. How about Hulk? No costume for Hulk. How about Storm? Oh, she has her punk rock look. Yes, right. Yeah, Storm had a mohawk for quite a while in the comics. I think that was a 90s thing, late 80s maybe? Where Storm had like some periods of identity crisis, I think, to some extent or another, where like she was playing between different aesthetic spaces, character spaces. I think at one point she had a backstory where she was like an urchin living on the streets somewhere, and she was like more of a street kid and sort of got conceptualized as more of a punk lady. At one point or another, like, she has changed a lot over the years, but this is like a throwback to that version of Storm when she was characterized more as like a punk, kind of more rough around the edges in some ways. I think there was a period of time also when she didn't have her powers at all. Was this with the Morlocks? Was she the one who killed one of the Morlocks and that was traumatic for her? God, I don't remember. But yeah, like the modern conception of Storm and the way that she appears most often more recently is like she's a goddess, right? Like she's a goddess of the wind, she's a goddess of the weather. She's like deeply connected to nature and all that. But it used to be more like this, right? Like it used to be much more... Ooh. Oh, that looks good in white. Purple isn't bad either. But yeah, you can see what I mean. Like the black just doesn't look as good as the white on the costume. Hey, classic X-Men colors. Nice. Let's see. Magic doesn't have another costume. Wolverine, maybe? Nope. Danger? Nope. Spider-Man. Yeah. Huh, that's not a lot of change. That feels like mostly a color swap. Oh, wait, this is the suit from the Insomniac games, actually. Oh, cool. That's the Insomniac suit, by the looks of it, from the Marvel Spider-Man games. I mean, I guess fair enough. Like, it's a PlayStation thing, right? Like, it's so inevitably they were going to do it. But yeah, you can kind of see what I mean when my criticism of Spider-Man's suits and the way they change them for video games tend to be that they just kind of throw a bunch of bullshit on there. You can kind of see what I mean, right? Because I couldn't tell at first glance that this was a different suit than his standard one. Because they all do this. Because they all tend to make sort of the same style of changes to Spider-Man's suit. And it's sort of a little... It bothers me a little bit. That does help. The anti-Venom suit. Nice. Nothing for Penny. How about Ghost Rider? Nope. Blade? Nope. Pool? Nope. Loki? Nope. Carnage? Nope. I think we might have exhausted the costumes that came with the Ultimate Edition. Oh no, we have Doom. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. That's a different look for him. What the hell? I have to assume that that's from the comics somewhere. Like, that must have been something that he did at some point. But wow, that's... Someone in chat said handsome Squidward, and yeah, that mask is like... He put a Chad filter on his fucking mask. It's fucking Instagram filtered, face-tuned, looks-maxing Doom. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. Oh, he looks like a loser. Jesus. Oh no. Doom. Buddy, you have a better sense of fashion than this. I will say, the green color scheme where he has the classic Doom colors, that helps a little bit, but... Oh no, man. Oh no, Victor. Victor, you poor man. You silly boy. Who convinced you that this was a good idea? You have to kill the sculptor who made that mask for you, or the smith, I suppose. You can't go around looking like that, Doom. That's not okay. Who convinced you that that was all right? Oh, that's no good. That's no good at all. That's terrible. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, poor boy. Oh, someone told him that that looked good on him. Like, someone was too scared to say no to Doom to tell him, like, hey, man, maybe we should reconsider that shit. Because, like, come on, man. Like, it's one thing. Like, one of Doom's weaknesses as a character, right? Like, one of his weaknesses as a person is his vanity, right? He wears the Iron Mask because he has this scarring on his face and he kind of can't stand the look of himself in the mirror, right? That's one of his weaknesses as a character, as a person, is he has this vanity and he carries this bitterness about the scarring on his face. And that's, again, Doom has been many things at many time periods. At some points in his history, he has been more okay with it, and it's been like, I wear the mask because it is the face of Doom, right? But, like, I will say, as a piece of character for him, that when he thinks that he is the god of the universe, when he's, like, fully in his power, when he's, like, supreme ruler of the galaxy or whatever the fuck is happening, that he then has a mask made where he looks super handsome. That it's like, yes, this is Doom's true face. Doom is the most handsome man in the universe. Doom has an 11-pack and is shredded. Yes, Doom! I do kind of like that as, like, this is the ultimate expression of, like, his biggest weakness as a character, right? Like, his vanity, his need to be handsome. Say it is too late, Reed. I have already depicted myself as the Chad, and you as the Soy Jack. Oh, man. That's no good, Doom. That's no good at all, man. Oh, no, buddy. Oh, pal, honey. You've been spending too much time on Instagram. You need to get off of Twitter. Oh, can you imagine Doom talking about, like, mogging and looks maxing? Like, fully using looks maxing incel language? Like, talking to Reed? Oh, man. Clavicular Doom. Jesus. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry, Doom. They've done you dirty with that one. It's very funny, though. That's funny. That's fucking funny. You paid money for that. Yes, I did. I'm gonna claim that on my taxes. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, sure. We can take some of these skins in game. I kind of want to see the Iron Man suit in action, actually. Latverian Geniuses. Okay, so there are other team names.
Spider-Man, Penny Parker, Carnage.
Latverian Geniuses and Cackling Geniuses. Okay, so it's...
Champion Tournament
So it's a bunch of prefixes and suffixes, huh?
Dr. Doom. This team's got some
Oh no,
serious
man.
Enter
He looks like such a loser.
Geniuses! Led by Green Goblin. They're here to try for the trophy. Enter Cackling Geniuses!
Yeah, so they've recorded like different
Last,
bits.
the Titans clash. Which side will stand as humanity's last hope? Get ready to make some noise!
Oh, look at Iron Man's neck. Oh no. Okay, let's see your ultimate with this shit.
Strike with doom.
I do hope we get they get a lot of silly skins in Tōkon. I hope they get a lot of really silly, weird-looking, ridiculous, cartoony, dumb skins, so they can make some really silly scenes happen.
Death is my mercy. Some call doom arrogant. It is a mistake.
Oh, all the robots also look like it. He looks back to all his robots. Oh no, man. Dude, honestly.
Guess it's my turn now. All right. I gotcha. Heat seeker. Missile launch.
Almost had it.
Full throttle. Gotcha. Here. How's this? How's this? Full throttle. Try it. Let's show him something special.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot to actually look at Iron Man Supers, didn't I? I think I forgot to look at Iron Man Supers when we were actually looking at him. But it looks like
Now let's get started.
his robot there in the alt was also, or the level 3 was also changed. It was the alt, it's the alt.
Quick lesson in avenging. This is why I'm the best and you're getting punched. How's this? What? Go!
I'm here. Tony! Freedom shot! Here we go. Now's our chance.
All together.
As long as we're around, evil won't win! See that? Shield! Now the gloves come off. Living legend!
Just my super is I punch you in the face. Fair enough, Cap. That's accurate to your powers.
Try to keep up. Every blow is a strike for justice.
Hey, and he finally used the resonance of the shield for something. That's good.
Shot. Shield shot.
Almost had it.
Freedom charge. Shield strike. Shield strike. Shield strike. Shield strike. Shield strike.
Neat. But yeah, very theatrical, very costumed.
I'm here.
God, the slide animation on her still go. I love that her pants are actually ripped.
I've got other people.
Like, that's another thing. Like, we talked about this, like, with I've talked about this with other characters. One thing that bothers me sometimes, especially when characters are supposed to have, like, punk aesthetics, is they'll show up and then all of their clothes look fresh off the rack. Like, all of their clothes look fresh off the rack. They all look completely perfect. There's no tear, there's no repair, there's no threads, there's no nothing, right? And it's like, a big part of punk aesthetic is, like, recycling, secondhand, and self-customization, right? Like, you take old discarded clothes, you sew them together, you make your own battle jacket. Like, it's all very DIY. It's all very using what you have. It's an aesthetic of sometimes poverty, right? But it's also an aesthetic of, like, not buying a bunch of shit from Hot Topic, but going to a Goodwill, finding some stuff that looks good and putting it together, like making it your own. It's customization. That's the heart of punk aesthetic. And so it's annoying to me whenever there's characters that are supposed to be punk and they all just wear shit that looks completely clean, completely new, freshly laundered, and like has not been worn a day in the life before this, not a single tear on it. So little things like the fact that Storm's pants have tears in them is like, good. Like, they could go further with that. They could do some shit with her, like, with her crop top jacket and shit like that. You could do more with it, but just the fact that this is here is already better than every single punk-themed skin in Marvel Rivals. I can tell you that for free.
Go, tornado! My wings ready! Speak on! Roll! The goddess speaks through me. Listen to her words and pay heed to her desires! Let's work together. Leave the rest to me. Let lightning strike! The wrath of the goddess.
Yeah, Storm does make it look good. Fucking hell. I do need to see that in white.
Select your character. Storm. Magic. Wolverine. Danger. Iron Man. Black Panther. Hulk. Storm. Get ready.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. The yellow belt is a good touch there. Again, classic X-Men colors.
For you. Lightning. Lightning. From the sky.
Backup systems go.
Oh my. Now freeze.
System stable.
Freeze.
Let me go.
Race.
If you want to stand still and let me punch you, I'm going to.
Shut up, Tony. Yeah, that's a pretty good cosmetic for Storm, I will say. Anyway, that's 3 hours and 45 minutes on Marvel Tōkon. I think that's probably enough for one video. It is a good-looking game. It has a good character design style. I don't agree with all of it. Like I said, Magic is really not my favorite version of this character at all. But then neither is the Rivals version, frankly. It has a good character design style, like especially Iron Man, especially what they've done with like things like Iron Man, Carnage, the ones where they've really crafted something that's specific to Tōkon, I think works out really, really well. And it's really an interesting expression of it. In the same way that like Marvel vs. Capcom back in the day was a really interesting, like the mixture of fighting game and anime style with Marvel superheroes at the time, I remember, because I was there when those games first came out, was like, oh shit, like that was a whole new version of cool for those heroes to sort of be given like the stylization of like anime super attacks and shit. I remember Spider-Man became 10 times cooler to me after I played as him in Marvel vs. Capcom, just because the way his power and his like agility was presented in Marvel vs. Capcom was such a different vibe. I think there's something a little bit similar going on here. Like now, there's been decades and decades, like there's been plenty of anime influence in Marvel for ages and ages, but I do like what they've pulled off here. I think it's a really good starting point. Like I said, I hope they get more silly skins. I hope they get more really silly, weird, funny, dumb skins. And I hope they keep pulling, like for whatever new characters are gonna come, I hope they pull a bunch of weird shit in there as well. Marvel Rivals just had the Hood show up as like a new playable hero in the game, and I've always liked that about Rivals, is that they pull characters that a lot of people sometimes just never have fucking heard of, and like give them a little boost of visibility and make them interesting. I kind of hope Tōkon will do the same. I kind of hope Tōkon will, like, I want the Spot as a character. I want the Spot, for example, to show up as like the Spider-Man villain. Would be fucking cool to have show up in something like Tōkon with his little teleportation gimmicks and shit like that. that would be cool, right? Like, they can pull in shit like Dr. Octopus as well. They can pull in Red Skull, right? They can go with the big ones also, but I really do want the small, minor ones to show up. I wouldn't mind if the Grizzly showed up as, like, a Dan Hibiki joke character. I don't know if you know about the Grizzly, but he's a Spider-Man villain. He's a very minor Spider-Man villain, and he's not really powerful. He doesn't really have superpowers. He's just a guy who has, like, a grizzly costume, and is a little bit strong. And Spider-Man, once upon a time, lost to Grizzly on purpose, just because he really felt like Grizzly really needed a win, right? Like, Grizzly was like, he just had no respect from anyone. No one in the criminal underworld respected him. He was kind of sad and miserable, and Spider-Man was like, fine, I'll let him win one time to give him a boost. It's like, a Dan Hibiki character needs to come in there. We need to have a Faust also, like a Faust analog, someone who's just, like, really fucking weird with it. I don't know who that would be. Maybe the Impossible Man would be a good pull for something like that. Gameplay-wise, Penny is the Faust analog. Yeah, I guess that's true. But, like, someone who's just, like, where the whole point is that they are the weirdest freak in the entire game, I do want that to be in there. Because right now it's, like, a good basic roster of cool, neat guys and powerful guys and scary guys. There does need to be a weird freak. Like a really weird, incomprehensible freak weirdo at some point. But yeah, Tōkon. Cool game. I'm not going to be playing it much, but I'm going to be looking at the characters.